life. I was trying to get the stream better. Got my webcam on. Got a webcam now. I was trying to get shit better, like the YouTube and the gameplay ratio a little bit better. It's at a comfortable spot. Uh, this is probably the best I can get it with OBS. I want to make the screen on the right like longer, but I don't even know how to fucking do that. But I have no idea how to do that shit. It won't let me like it. If I make it any bigger, it just goes outside of the screen. I don't really fuck with that. So that's pretty much as big as I can get it. Center that. So might put some more stickers around like the blank spaces or some shit like subscribe buttons or outlines. I don't really like the pre-made outlines and shit like that because I like the ability to move around my screens because I went from one screen to two screens and I'm at three. So I would like to be able to move around my screens and shit. But we're gonna start with we're gonna start with rivals. Play like one or two matches. I'm gonna stream for about 4 hours. Rivals, and then Squirt. I don't know. It was like some random game I installed. Hopefully, I can still play it, and my like Game Pass hasn't run out because the nigga broke, and I don't think Greg gonna pay for my shit again. I might try to finesse my girl. Not finesse, but try to get her to pay for it type shit. But yeah, we might play that, and I gotta get my phone so I can pull up chat and shit. So I ain't even so advanced that I can pull up chat on my PC. And after that, we're gonna play Warhammer. Oh, y'all niggas. Not the newest one. It's like I mean I got the newer one, but it was like one I saw on Game Pass. Yeah, Dark Trade, whatever the fuck. If I want to try out this Warhammer, because I mean I played the other one, I completely beat the other one. Just like an older one. This one came out. Shit, I don't even know. But 29 hours of main story. The other one, I think it was like 16 hours of main story. Oh, I got Steam open. I can pull it up on Steam. Uh, no. But yeah, as you'll see, I have the other Warhammer. I have 23 hours in it. Nothing too crazy. I better with friends. But yeah, played this one. Pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, I downloaded I bought Elden Ring 2 hours. 2 hours of Elden Ring is actually crazy. Yeah, I'm not the Elden Ring nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to be. I tried my best to be Elden Ring nigga. I'm not. I'm not. I couldn't figure out the mechanics. Game was too complex. I don't know if y'all can see, but my cat right here. I'm trying to still can't see it. I was just my microphone on the whole time. Oh no, is it on? Oh no, it's on. I'm fucking retarded. Oh, my voice shit making sure I can hear my meows. Meow 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 meow. This is not cat abuse. He loves it. He's actually purring right now as we speak. Time to go back on bed. But I need to close my window, chat, because it's a little nippy. had a Pringles can holding my window open. Actually laid stats. Alright. I feel like I'm going blind in my left eye. Like, maybe because my dumb ass was dead riding. I literally doom scrolled Indeed until I fell asleep. Type shit. Twitch. Twitchy, itchy. Got the switchy witchy. Stream manager. I have 10 followers? Oh my god. Man, I appreciate every single one of y'all niggas. Real shit. I'm gonna change my shit to rivals because that's what get used. Marvel? Oh no, I spelled Marvel. Oh no, I just spelled marble. Shit, I don't. I'm retarded. I'm titling the stream, I don't know, just join. I don't have any tags on. Bro, comedy isn't a tag? That's bullshit. Fuck it, well, me apply new tags.
It's being a little dumb right now.
But oh mama, my gigantic ass forehead. Shit. I was thinking about putting a bonnet on, but like my bonnet low key. Like I don't even know where it's at, but it's like green and they got like the little African shit on it. That shit look cheese as fuck, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, start off with some rivals. Oh yeah, video. Almost forgot. We're gonna turn whatever this is on.
With Asana, AI is no longer.
No.
Today we're going to be talking about Pamper Chew, who is not related with Tofia Chew or Roach Chew or any of the other chews. Pamper Chew is rather disturbing, and I warn you, trigger warning, that this video may make you feel sick. Also, please don't be eating anything watching this video. And if you decide to continue eating, well, good luck. Pamper Chew is a furry and an adult baby diaper lover. And some of the things he does with diapers is absolutely insane, and as well as the things he says, they are disturbing.
Right now, I'm craving children. Like, I really want a child, but I know I can't have that in my life right now, so I have stuffed animals.
You see in the news a wealthy male that wants a 12-year-old girl, not called the same thing in other parts of the world.
This nigga wants a child.
And then after he wraps me up, I have to try to get out.
There you go. I hate monkeys, and I want to kill an animal. Well, I don't know if you guys are the gourd people, but someone's going to come over, hopefully, and we can take apart an animal together.
Pamper Chew was born July 12th, 1988 in Beavertown, Oregon. And as of now, he's around 35 to 36 years old. Back in February of 2008, he had a furry YouTube channel, but it has since then been deleted. And like I mentioned earlier, he's a ABDL, adult baby diaper lover.
So we just finished shopping at the Target, but I had to get 2 cases. These are brand new 5G60s, so when I get them home, I will open them up and show you guys. All right. So, yeah, I bought one of each. These are the blue ones made for boys. They're the same thing, but this has Minnie Mouse, has Mickey Mouse. These are for girls. It really doesn't matter, though. Whatever your child prefers. I mean, I like both. That's why I bought both. I'm going to open up the Minnie Mouse one because I already did a video on Mickey Mouse one, but we can take a look at both of them. So these are supposed to be the new biggest size. Is that better? The new biggest size. It says right there, our largest size yet. So this is just on the market. I'm so big it went out of the box.
Yeah, he uploaded this video of him going to Target, getting diapers, and then he takes it home, unpacks them like it's an unboxing video, and goes into more detail about these diapers that is pretty crazy that he knows all this stuff. It becomes clear after watching a couple of his videos that he has extensive knowledge on diapers. He's obsessed with diapers, and he does basically experiments on them, which we'll get to.
Okay. I'm a diaper expert. I design diapers, I know manufacturing, the use, the disposal, you know, like garbage and things like that.
Diaper expert is crazy.
It's been many years. I've studied for many years. I'm a diaper expert. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know, no leaks at all. Hope you enjoyed this croissant. Thanks for watching. Delicious.
Now, it's important to note that some people of the ABDL community have diverse motivations and perspectives, and those that engage in this for a personal interest or as part of intimate relationships. So for some people, this is a non-sexual thing. For others, it's a therapeutic role play type thing. And there's even people that find it sexual or kink based. And then you have people like Pamper Chew, who admits to being a P word and loving wearing diapers at the same time. So, and Pamper Chew might see himself as part of the ABDL community, but they don't see it that way. On Reddit, a user made a post asking people what they think of the infamous Pamper Chew. This was on the ABDL Reddit, where he says, "Pamper Chew makes me feel uncomfortable, and I find a lot of what he's into gross." And people agree. They say he's a major creep. Also a known P word. Hide the microwave. You'll get that here in a moment. The guy admitted to being attracted to minors. Even if we don't acknowledge the reusing of soiled diapers from people's garbage, you heard that correctly. Just the fact that he is attracted to minors means he isn't welcome here by people in the community. And while most people that are part of this community are not attracted to minors, I think you can see how it would be a breeding ground for P words to be part of, because, well, it's, you know, the line's very thin there. And not to forget that Pamper Chew is also a furry, which I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I think the furry community wouldn't accept this guy either. And over on dailydiapers.com,
I
by
can
the
speak
name
for a furry
Pamper Chew,
community,
which he joined September 12th, 2013, and he has uploaded a lot of pictures of him in his furry costume and diapers, just his whole journey documented for the world to see. One of his first documented posts about diapers was when he was replying to this person named Charlie. Charlie said, "I can't buy diapers, so I just go to Throat Thrack to find some. What do you think?" Is it a good idea? Pamper Chew replies and says, I do it and it's safe as long as you know what you are doing. Wet diapers are very safe and can be reused, but poopy diaper can make you sick. So just be careful. I have saved wet and poopy diapers from dumpsters for over 10 years, and I have never been sick. I love the smell of old diapers and love getting them for free out of the garbage. You can microwave them really hot and kill off any bacteria and germs. Then let them cool down before wearing them, or you will burn yourself. Everyone seems so grossed out from used diapers on this site. If you like dumpster diapers, go for it. Just be careful. To which this user responded and said, just going to give you the warning that you can contract diseases through urine, and your advice is also very dangerous to the OP. Also, a microwave will not kill off all bacteria and could start a fire. And then he would also have some other disturbing posts, to which he says he wants to go into a landfill someday and dig down a little and find some old plastic diapers. And he also has for burning diapers and other garbage. It seems that you can just have a for literally anything nowadays. I think that people just have way too much time on their hands. Pamper Chew's initial furry persona was this blue wolf called Sandy Wolf. He appeared at several conventions dressed up as this wolf, to which he eventually retired it and transitioned to baby fur. And so he adopted a blue bunny costume, which had childlike overalls and a baby bottle. And he even appeared in public with his friends dressed up as this.
All right, so we're gonna head into Burger King.
They know they make all their money off Squirrel Girl and Luna Frost, bro.
Here's my pimp.
I didn't know this bitch was in the X-Men, not gonna lie. She got demon powers, not mutant powers, so I don't know how it's the same, but like,
thank you.
she can go hard regardless. She
got
ain't really a mutant, she a
cheeseburger
demon.
with ranch.
I want this so bad, bro. Man, I'll get on my hands and knees for anybody about this food right now.
Hi everyone, it's me, Pamper Chew. I'm here at Burger King. Enjoying
Pamper Chew.
Yeah, I got it. It's not a 7-Eleven, so it's Burger King stuff, but it's still fun. On to the next adventure. I think it's a thrift store.
But his final form is him wearing primarily diapers, onesies, and overalls, abandoning the first two elements completely, and informing the public on how to dispose of a diaper properly.
Hello everyone, this is Pamper Chew. Today, I'm going to teach you how to flush a diaper down the toilet. Now normally, you wouldn't do this.
Teach you how to flush a diaper down the toilet.
Or sewer system. But today, I'm going to show you how it's done properly so you don't damage your septic tank or sewer system. Alright, so first, lift the lid. And you also want to lift the man lid. Okay, women don't like to sit on this either. So, what you do is you take your wet diaper and what you do is get it wet until it's gooey.
Get it wet to its gooey? Ugh.
Right. Because if it's dry, it might flush down and clog up your toilet. So you want it gooey ahead of time. Then what you can do, you're gonna let it drop out like that. Okay? I'm gonna go like this.
Yeah, I feel like eating them. It's actually like making me a little squeamish. I'm not gonna lie.
Get as much good as you can out. The last part is kind of difficult, but I'll show you the trick.
I need to drink some water.
Alright. So what you have to do is fold it into the smallest ball possible.
Life energy is a powerful weapon against evil.
And then actually you want to like rip it in pieces. This is for children that are afraid to show their parents diapers and infection. So you put it in pieces like that. You want it in pieces so it doesn't clog up the plumbing system.
The Guardians of the Galaxy found you all right.
That was too big to go, so we gotta go bigger.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Now flush again.
I'm just making sure I have my voice chat off. This nigga's actually disgusting. I'm pinging a little hard, but my frames ain't suffering too much, so it's cool. But 50 ping for me is a little diabolical. I'm usually cruising at about 20.
By the way, my merch came in. Look how sick that is.
Nigga.
Also got the
Nobody
joggers on.
care about show. No.
It's clean. If you want to get this Halloween merch, which I
Yeah,
highly
go buy that
suggest you
shit.
do because it's only going to be available for November, check the link in the description, or there'll be some products below this video that you can click. And when you do purchase from the shop, I leave you a voice message, your own personal voice message, thanking you. Anyways, back to the video. Wow, he's really getting into that toilet. He's really getting in there, huh? You can tell he has a lot of hours into this. He might even be a master of properly flushing diapers. You might be thinking, where were the parents in all this? Well, they were enabling it. The parents allowed these weird parties.
Hello everyone, this is Pamper Chew, and today I'm having Christmas dinner. Well, I had Christmas dinner. Say hi. What's your name? Missy, okay. So, here we have the gravy, and the mashed potatoes, and that was broccoli and cheese. Thank you so much. Oh, that's the good stuff, yeah.
Alright, my actual
And
block in the
stuffing.
chat.
Now, there were supposed to be a bunch of people that showed up, and just us three, yeah.
Circle of life.
So, I'm gonna show around the room. This
I
is,
wanna get,
we
like,
had
hair in my tongue, down my
Garfield
throat.
up on the projector. It's an old DLP projector. Look at this, perfectly good plate of cookies.
Eventually, he relocated all of his baby stuff to a shed outside of his house, which his parents helped him build.
Hello everyone. Today I'd like to take you into my little house. It's not finished yet, but we have a door now and a window. Say hi.
Hi. Oh, there's gonna be a window here.
Oh, okay.
Window. Just wants to go over here somewhere like that. You gotta pull this panel off.
Nice.
Once the shed was done, Pamper Chew uploads a video giving us a house tour of his baby furniture.
Hello everyone.
All for all.
This is Pamper Chew. Today I'm going to show you an update on my house. After about a year of living in it, it's gotten kind of cluttered. This is just how it is. I haven't cleaned up for you. So, yeah, bed's kind of not made.
Game's kind of shit. What are you gonna talk about?
But set up my audio equipment over here. It used to be down in the corner.
Nigga, what do you mean my audio equipment? What is that?
Yeah, you can see the all the equipment, reel-to-reel, CD, tape, and the sub-amplifier, main speaker amplifier. And on top we have the turntable. Oh, I better put that inside. It's getting, nope, yuck. It's gonna get all yuck. And, oh, here's one of my pacifiers from Pacifiers R Us. The Teat 7 with a Tigger on it. Very cute. Leave it right next to there.
I thought this
There's
was
that music box.
for a second. I don't know. Yeah, fuck all that one.
My heater, for my vinyl, music.
I don't even know where her all is. I haven't heard it in a minute. I've been killing you before she can do it.
See there, those are all CEDs all the way to the back. 8-track player. This is my new Mickey Mouse lamp. Found it at the Goodwill the other day. I have a vintage light bulb in there. It's very cute. He's supposed to light up too, but I need to replace his light bulb.
But eventually he would move past all of this, getting his own place and finding a like-minded roommate.
Hello everyone, this is Pamper Chew, and today Sean's gonna wrap me up in saran wrap, and I'm gonna wear a purple coat. So let's go. And thank you for the people at Home Depot which supplied me with this saran wrap.
No dark sword can be used against him.
Yeah, I need to do some more healing.
might be wondering how he afforded all this. It's alleged that he was getting money from the government and that people were also buying his used diapers. He would also make money from these people called daddies that he would get into relationships with, and they would take care of him, changing his diapers, taking him to the playground.
Oh, team help! Team help! Help!
There! I made it to the top. Okay, go down to the hammock.
Listen to that shit. Yeah.
Lay in it. Lay in it and then do an upside down twist.
No! I'll fall out.
It'll be funny.
No, it won't.
Okay, hold on dearly now. Go over there and turn it around.
That'll hurt. Girl can do it, and I'll do it.
Gotta be strange. We can still do this.
Here, baby. Here's your baby bottle.
My carrot.
And that video becomes even more alarming than it already was once you realize that Amber Chew has admitted to being a P-word.
Right now, I'm craving children. Like, I really want a child,
Dude, actually,
but I know I can't have that in my life right now, so
actually,
I have stuffed animals.
I ain't about to fake. Like a high key discussion.
It's still making me think, though. Yeah, someday I would love to have
Get the fuck out of here.
a real child who had a dream like this. A real child who was 7
What the f?
wearing a wet
I swear I was nowhere near
and
that.
I picked him up and floated him to
How'd
my
you be
bed
down
and
to
just
this dumb shit?
I rubbed his back.
That's
all I did.
I built myself a new body.
I don't know why that's in my dreams, but it's very comforting for me. I have a lot of friends who wear diapers when in their older age, but I guess you should just say now I like kids. I mean, it's
Stop
not
aiming
the
for
same way
me.
you might like kids, but it's a parenting feeling. It's something you gotta. It's really difficult to talk about.
And surprise, surprise, he was also part of Telegram, which, if you don't know, is a hot spot for P-words. They love going on there. And some of his messages from Telegram would be leaked. And this is what he said.
I was sitting in the garage in the gallery on a couch with him, and so I said, Avery, are you a wild too? And he goes, yeah, I guess so. But then, a year goes by, and he goes, no, I hate that. I'm not into that. So it's hard to tell.
I only got
Did
12.
I persuade him into
And
saying
I
yes,
ain't gonna
'cause I'm
lie,
right
these
there
10
and
of
his
those
new
got
friend?
stole. Only 2 of
Or
them, like, legit.
whatever. He really doesn't like to talk about it, but he might be. Of course, I am. I'm open
25
about it.
assists is actually
I'm very good at talking about all of it.
I just gotta keep
And
damage boosting
for
the
some
corner.
reason, every friend I meet, I go, are you one too? And they go, yeah. So sometimes it's just you're trying to be cool with the crowd you're in.
If your definition of being a P-word is cool, then there is something seriously wrong with you. And if you're trying to act cool in front of other people by saying that you are a P-word, you're in the wrong crowd and you need to rethink everything. I shouldn't be surprised anymore, but it still surprises me every time I make videos like this, how worse people get, how deeper the rabbit hole goes, some people's ideologies, and how people think that being a P-word, first of all, is okay. It's horrific. But I am glad I cover topics like this because it helps me be aware of the evil that is out there, because otherwise I wouldn't even know people like this existed. And I think it's very powerful to know that people like this exist, because now, I have the knowledge to be able to protect myself from people like this, as well as those around me. And now you do too.
Without offending anyone. So, hell, I don't know. I'm not sure he is or not. And yeah, I think saying into kids would be a better term than what we have in America, which is, but that's the word I've chosen to repurpose because it.
The clip has to be like when it happens. Alright, that's bullshit. I can't go back
places around the world where they do not have
2 minutes and
age of
clip
consent,
something.
and they don't have.
That's bullshit.
You see in the news a wealthy male that wants a 12-year-old girl.
Like his profile picture really Pikachu wearing a diaper.
This guy's really trying to make a case for why it should be okay for people to be with children. Oh, because they do it in other parts of the world. That means it's okay. Some parts of the world are a little behind. Just so you know, there's plenty of research on the negative effects of adult being with a younger child. It's just really irritating to hear someone talk like this. I know you, the viewer, don't need me to explain why this is bad, but it's just, ugh. Some people are just truly corrupt and evil. And you know, it's funny because it doesn't even matter if other parts of the world are behind, because that stuff happens here too all the time. Clearly, I mean, this guy's allegedly doing it. And then all the stories we hear about what goes on in Hollywood and all these billionaires doing some creepy crap.
One lighter.
What do I want? I want a bunch of little toddlers running
You're the
around.
miller's about to turn green.
So I can feed them and change diapers and cuddle with them at night.
What in the
Such a bad
actual...
boy.
I sense your concern.
And if they're like preteens,
Already proven
yeah,
your worth.
of course I'd be okay with,
It will be because you are on our side.
you know, experimenting with them.
Actually, Dad, I seen a video about that earlier.
Not like that.
Nigga was like,
But
She broke my heart. Now I can't feel pain.
and he put like a lighter on his hand.
God, that's a disgrace.
And he was like 2 feet away.
This guy
type
needs
shit.
to be locked up. It needs to happen.
What the fuck am I getting hit
Why
by?
can't a 12-year-old that's been cuddling with me all this life? You know, why can't we touch each other and experiment, such as when kids do it with each other? Well, I actually have an education, so
I don't know what that bitch got headed
I
by.
can teach them things. You know, the correct words for the things they're
Avengers,
pointing at, whatnot.
Simba.
I'm a safe space. I'm a safe adult. You should not tell on
Fuck outta
kids. Do not tattle on kids, I should
here.
say.
Wanda. Yeah. Go to sleep,
Whatever's
ho.
ever happened to me,
Yeah.
I just
Go
keep
to
it our
sleep,
little
ho. Alright, Dom.
I've never actually
Fall back, fall back.
done anything, but I have a little friend that's around 12. Oh, he sure has it shining on me. He sure likes me. There's even 3D generated. You see, it looks like the real thing. It's very close. And in our country, art is legal. Underage art is legal. You take that up to Canada, you get arrested. But no, we have one of the few countries in the world that lets you do that.
It pleases me to be helpful.
That's all right.
Jeffy
A lot of
Squirty
people
Shark all over me.
hate kids, but like get aroused by them. It's natural.
Welcome back to
Natural.
Cleaning Out Your Ears. It gets a little bit worse. And then he starts to give serial killer vibes by saying he wants to kill and eat an animal.
I hate monkeys, and I want to kill an animal. Well, I don't know if you guys are the Borg people, but someone's gonna come over here. Hopefully, we can take apart an animal together. I'll keep it clean. I don't care if it gets on the carpet or the walls. And also, I'm gonna eat it. I'm not just gonna take it apart and get. No, I want to learn. I have never done it before, but I really like that stuff. And then I'll probably cook meat and eat it for dinner. So we're gonna have dinner together. Sucks, but I like children. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a bad. Oh, I just like the children. I mean, I like to cuddle up with them, or hang out with them and do stuff. Feed them, things like that. I'm not like a or anything. No, I would never kids, but
Emma.
at
Emma,
best,
we
I'd
don't. We
like
don't throw no
off if
ones.
They wanted to do it
What was
with
I
me. I
thinking?
mean, they can do it themselves, or we can do it side by side. I'll show them the fursuit head and stuff. But no, I'm not gonna be mean. Or that's not mean. But I won't do anything inappropriate. That's what I should say. What I mean is, I don't want to. I can just play with their feet if they don't mind. But they have that on Telegram too. You can look at kids' feet all the time.
I'm honestly at a loss for words, so we're just gonna continue with the video. He would use a modified 1971
First
radar
death.
ranged microwave to heat his diapers, disabling the safety features for better results. I'm not gonna show it at the beginning of the video, microwaving it, claiming that it killed the bacteria. Well, the same microwave that he used to cook these diapers, he also used to cook his food. And much like his vintage microwave or his record player, he was also into vintage food and believed in eating, well, expired food, basically.
Today I'm going to show you the microwave in action. I have some instant mac and cheese. You just put it in the microwave. It says 45 seconds. So I'm going to put it in for a minute. I like my food hot and even a little bit burnt. So I'll just set it in there. Place that door that has a light handle.
No. Jeffrey treat.
Here.
Jeffrey treat.
And
And this is when it gets pretty disgusting. He likes to grill his diapers, and I'm pretty sure these are used diapers as well.
Abused their loyalty. He must pay.
Might be good.
Hello everyone, this is Pepper 2. Today we're making a barbecue diaper.
Barbecue diaper?
Let's see if it's ready. Now it's starting to melt there. Give it some time. Delicious. Now we got some sizzle. Over there. Delicious.
Oh, you know what's going on.
Be there, lock in the freshness.
There's too many goddamn Lokis.
You can see them. Oh, that smells good.
Loki just took my power and then popped my ult.
We add a little bit barbecue sauce. That. And there. Get some more barbecue sauce on the side. Ah, perfect. It's turning out great.
I don't know how I just survived that trap. I did.
Yeah. Careful, barbecue sauce is sticky.
I'm not even watching it, but just
Stay
like.
here. Been here for a couple minutes.
I see that my stomach bubble.
Yes,
Okay, I can
throw
eat
it up here.
anything to the real close. Go open this. Tag up.
Yes, sir. Come and get it. Ah. It fell through the grate.
Alright.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's okay. I wasn't actually gonna eat it. But I am Pampered Chew and I know how to cook diapers many ways. I've microwaved them, I've hooked them up to AC power and electrocuted them. This is the first time barbecuing one. Yeah, it does smell like barbecue sauce too. Kind of delicious.
So Iron Man had to fly right in my face. Boom, 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 boom. Just fucking.
Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
He's just casually adding barbecue sauce to it, like he plans on eating it later. I don't know what the point of that was. I don't even know what the point of cooking this diaper, what the point of that is that I don't understand. Probably one of his more prestigious experiments is him using electrical wires to cook diapers.
Good.
I realized I only got one tank, bro. Are we still cooking these things?
We are undefeatable!
Nigga, if you don't push. Holy shit. What the fuck? I wouldn't even pay attention to this nigga making the diaper bomb.
Only 60 seconds left. Circle of life.
Well, that bitch just exploded and killed him.
Go ahead and fix the. They're breakable.
Niggas making diaper nuclear warheads.
Yeah, it's over.
I was just playing, guys.
It's probably one in there then.
I'll hit him with the armed and
And one of
dangerous.
his more extensive experiments is when he studied the decomposition of diapers. He would place diapers on his roof for multiple years and studied how the UV rays affected the diapers and documented the breakdown process because everyone needs to know this.
Hello everyone, this is Pamchu. And you might remember my diapers that were on the roof for a couple years. I was doing a scientific experiment. There's an airplane. I was doing an experiment, and this is. I mean,
Yo, what the
park
fuck
told
is
me to
going
take it
on?
down, and so I did take it down, but I'll let the airplane go by. There we go.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't expect
But
one
I
more.
was really
And you got
studying
dicked.
the way UV light from the sun breaks down diapers, which it does. Because when I was a kid, they said diapers took 500 years to decompose. Bullshit. So now I'm actually proving it.
Bullshit.
This was up there for about maybe a year. But you can look how the airplane. Oh, you live in an airfield, right? Airfield. But hold on, what's it smell like? It smells good.
I
It
mean,
smells
like
like
myself.
oh, it smells good. It doesn't smell
We
sweet.
hopping off this shit.
Right there, there's a-
Obviously,
you can see
nice.
the red that used to be on the bears. Red faded first, and it's kind of faded, right? But this is just the beginning of it. So, like, here's one of the another, you know, like the red on the kitty cat faded. And I've done these experiments before. I've never done it in this length of time though. But yeah, you can see that fox turned white. It used to be, I believe, like orange. I don't know. But
Why are you
these
touching
are just one
these?
part of the experiment. Now this is the cool stuff. I know it looks like a big bunch of rust in diapers, but I was doing, you know, this one. I don't know how that got up there, but that one didn't really fade. Didn't have the time, but so
This
in
looks-
here, we have pictures on it, but look what happened after 2 years. See how it's breaking down like that? Yeah, 500 years bullshit. Now if you bury anything, you can bury anything in a landfill. Anything, an orange, a hot dog, whatever, dirty diaper. It will be the same because it has no oxygen and no UV light. But if you leave them out in the sun, this is 1.5 years. Well, there's some rust on there too, but look at that. It just peeled off. The plastic is literally decomposing like that. It just falls apart. So that's what all this crap in the bottom is diaper fluff and, you know, parts of it. So, I mean, I'm looking at it, and
I would kill for
this was one of my long-term experiments. Oh, that says AB Universe. Look at that. That's already decomposed. So, you environmentalists, I'm gonna burn all the trash I want to, and I'm gonna. Well, I know. I read a book called How to Pollute. I just dump it in the river. How to do it. I mean, it's a good book. But look, that's part of a diaper. It's all falling apart. Look at that. Look at those little pieces. There's another big one. Let me get that out of the way. Oh, that one is it's an AB Universe. We'll get that out of the way there. Looks like maybe some squirrels made a nest. I don't know. It actually doesn't look like that. But yeah, what's left over of what I put up there. I finally got a complaint from someone complaining about the diapers on my roof, and they've been up for 2 years, so whatever. It was time for the experiment to end anyway. But
At one point, he does some kind of bathtub experiment where he gets diapers out of a dumpster and puts them in a tub full of water.
Solo dolo with
That way
the
they soak
keyboard
up the
and mouse,
water, and he
chat.
gets in there and just steps around in it. It's pretty nasty. And this is a 12-minute video of him doing this.
hello everyone.
Yeah, 'cause
This is Pamper.
Charlie no shit.
And I made a little mess on the floor in my last video, but I made a bigger mess in the tub. So
Herbivores
these
eat
are
plants,
all,
carnivores eat meat. Okay.
like diapers
Choose your
out of the
diet.
dumpster,
Carnivore.
Like, they were new stuff. So I just soaked them in water.
Difficulty,
You see this
easy.
water. I soaked them all up. And what we're gonna do?
Dick.
We're gonna jump in the tub. And we're gonna squish it. We're gonna squish it like this. See how it's like folding?
dick.
It's a circle. Oh, watch out.
What's up?
This is fun.
Damn. The fuck? Look at the planet just blow up? Oh my god, am I starting off as a one-cell organism? Holy shit. I'm a single-cell organism.
Yeah, it's just kind of slime stuff. And it's the gel. So here, I'll see another one. See all this glue coming out? It's really fun. Autistic people love this stuff. And I'm one of them. But, yeah. I just filled tub with water. Filled a bunch of defunct baby diapers. Not like that. It's just water and gel. But, yeah, we kind of like this stuff.
Look at all that meat.
And I love it between my toes, between my feet. It feels really good.
I've upgraded. Or 11-cell organism.
Did he just say that one had child pee?
Yeah, I'm having so much fun.
Holy shit. I want to play with that dude.
Break this open. There you go. You do the gel.
Indeed.
It's something.
Indeed, just choose to send notifications at like 3 episodes.
So,
what was that, Perk?
Moving on to another disgusting video he posted. This one shows him stepping on a diaper that he has peed in.
This nigga look like a dick, I ain't gonna lie.
There's a pink one, so you're gonna see the squish test here.
The squish test?
The seam at the top is like the worst.
This would be easier if I could fucking use my controller. This should be really good.
I would.
As fast as shit,
I think that's definitely up there on one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. He eventually goes on to announce that he has cancer, and this might have something to do with him, eating vintage food or wearing these disgusting diapers. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but my spidey sense is tingling here.
Hello everyone, it's me, Pepper Chew. Today I wanted to
leave me alone! No!
recent medical trips and my hospital visits and things like that. 2 weeks ago, I went to the hospital.
Oh, I'm getting chased.
I had a big mass on my neck here. And last month before that,
Got away.
I was getting a lot of swelling.
You still chasing me? Your sister?
But the swelling's down right now. But I just this might be hard to say.
This virus is COVID.
To my I went to the ER. I was experiencing a lot of pain the last 3 days before I went to the ER. And they said it was going to be either cancer or it could be cat scratch. Yesterday I went for just another appointment and finally got a diagnosis. They took a few samples out of my lung here. They took like 4 samples and they tested arrested.
Nah, y'all niggas just bullying me
One of
5
them was
seconds ago.
in
Now niggas trying to know
was
it's
initial
pussy.
signs of the cancer. So I do have Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm not worried about
Oh my god, what the fuck is that?
Run.
So tomorrow I'm going in for imaging. They're going to do some, not to prostate imaging. They're going to do some pictures, x-rays. I'm going to drink this stuff here. This is a berry. You make like a little drink and drink it a couple hours before the procedure in this case. And then they take a picture, the x-rays, and this shows up right on their x-rays. So
he's
I'll be
green.
doing that, and then on Monday I will be going in for bone marrow biopsy.
What is it
I
called?
think they're going to take it from my hip bone. They're going to somehow drill in, get a sample. Bone marrow is inside your bone. I'm not sure what they're looking for, but that's what I have lined up for now. I don't have any treatment plan yet, but I will be soon. Now, this is something that they cannot treat by removing a researcher. They won't have to do chemotherapy, but there are no plans yet for starting that.
He's also admitted to having alcoholism, having a family that has had a history of alcoholism, and even said that he was drinking at the age of 2, which is insane. He's also said he's had a history with multiple substances, saying, quote, I haven't had morphine in 2 years, and it's really starting to get to me. I took it for 10 years before that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have sex. Oh my god. I just created a baby.
Functional drinking, I guess. And they were also older, like retired. So, my dad, he stopped drinking when he hit a dog once when he was younger. And so after he did that, he stopped drinking, period. You know, back then
I can
drinking and driving
customize
was okay,
dick now.
But now it's looked down upon. Well, after that happened with him, he just stopped drinking. I never ever seen him have a drink. But
BBC.
my grandparents on that side, they both drink every single night. I remember sharing a beer with my grandma when I was 2 years old. But I didn't start drinking until I ran out of what I have been taking pretty much my whole life.
So I'm
not going to use the words of the actual drug, but one makes you a tweaker and one makes you a heroin addict. Okay? They're pills, you know, but still, I've been taking that for most of my life. And then when the VA cuts you off, well, cuts somebody else off, and then
dick
your
cell
connection gets lost, and you know. So that's why I've been drinking, is because I cannot get the 2 drugs that function with me very well. I don't drink when I do those drugs. I don't even smoke when I do those drugs. But when you have to take care of your own body, and why do we use drugs? Yes, they work. And so right now I'm trying to go to a doctor and get help for that, so I can just get the paperwork that says I can have them. But for the last, sorry, Steve, you look passed out. There you go. So yeah, for the last for a little while now, I haven't had morphine in 2 years, and it's starting to really get to me. I took it for 10 years before that. And the other one, well, it's been a while. So I shared something with a friend today, and I feel a little bit better. But the two together work perfect for me. If you look back in my life on my videos, it's hard to say. Every single video from like 2008 to a couple years ago, I was high on, well, I wouldn't say high on, but I was doing those 2 drugs in combination. Yep. And it's no big deal. I'm obviously not dead, But that's what they keep saying. You know, the doctor's like, oh, you can't have, oh, it's because you'll kill yourself or you'll overdose or whatever. You know what? I went through cancer. I went through a lot of things. I'm not going to kill myself with drugs. It's pissing me off. I'm not sure if I'll publish this, but we'll see what happens.
As of now, no one really knows where Pamperchu is. Some people think that he's sick because of the cancer, and others think that he's, well, in jail. But if anything is to surface on him, I'll be sure to cover it here on this channel to keep you updated. Big shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you so much for supporting these videos. Leah, Kathy, Mandy, Lexi, Kat, Siri, Jess, Darian, Dawn, Cyber Katie, and Repzilla. Thank you so much for supporting these videos. I appreciate you. And special thanks to Lucy Dixon. Thank you so much, Lucy, for supporting us with the highest tier on Patreon. You're insane. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for everything.
Alright, chat. Time to find another video.
What?
That was actually a really good one. Not gonna lie. Let me stop talking like that before I actually shoot myself. When cops meet real psychopaths. Oh, King Cobra, yeah, I'll watch any video on
King Cobra JFS is an internet legend you've likely seen on YouTube before, but don't know his whole story.
King Cobra JFS here, back at it with another video.
King Cobra JFS is an internet eccentric that has been posting videos online for over a decade at this point. A simple Google search of his name will show you images of a grimy man in his apartment, likely to leave you with more questions than answers. Join me today as I tell you the story of Joshua Saunders, better known as his internet handle, King Cobra JFS, or Cobes for short. He is a self-proclaimed gothic bad boy with a multitude of talents that includes cooking.
Okay, look at that. Bacon, cheeseburger with pork brains and bugs.
Ventriloquism.
Silent fart. God damn it, Sean, what the hell did you eat?
And even playing the guitar.
I'm so good at guitar, it's a wonder I'm not swimming in pussy right now. I'm just saying.
He's a self-proclaimed autistic wizard that lives life by his own set of rules. This is the story of YouTube's gothic bad boy, King Cobra JFS. I'd like to start this story by prefacing much of King Cobra JFS's early life is unknown, but there is enough information out there to put together a cohesive narrative about his beginnings. Cobra's real name is Joshua Saunders, and he was born on March 26, 1991 to Clint and Laura Saunders. Josh would face his first challenge in life almost immediately. You see, he was born with respiratory distress syndrome, underdeveloped lungs, and had to be placed in an incubator to keep him alive. Thankfully, he would survive and become the gothic bad boy we all know today. Growing up wasn't easy for Josh either. Shortly after he was born, his parents would go through an ugly divorce, and his father Clint would engage in a long custody battle to ensure he gained full custody of Josh. In his youth, going to school, it is alleged he was bullied relentlessly and eventually placed in special needs classes to help him learn. At some point, Josh would be diagnosed with Asperger's, and the other kids would continue to bully him for these reasons. By the time Josh made it to high school, he showed many signs of becoming the eccentric man we see on camera today. During his time in high school, Josh was an outcast among his peers due to his odd behaviors and eccentric looks. Despite this, Josh would make friends with other strange characters in school with similar interests like practicing magic and smoking cigarettes. Josh would even become the leader of his own religious cult amongst his friends. The followers of this cult would be called Cobra Demons, and there was even a biblical-style war between Cobra Demons and Cobra Angels. And while this sounds like one big made-up joke, I can promise you I'm being totally serious. Josh went as far as making a symbol for this religion, which ended up looking like a combination of the cool S we all drew back in elementary school and the Gucci logo. He even ended up tattooing this horrible design on his body.
Now I'm going to try to explain the meaning of my symbol to you. I'm going to explain it, and I also got the symbol tattooed on my arm. Okay.
Where would him swimming in his life?
Now, back when I was in junior high, I made the symbol. The mythical creatures it represents: Cobra demons and Cobra angels. Okay?
It's like,
Cobra
it look
demons
like
are
one
like
of the rock
wizards, that's the male
cyclones.
form, mythical creatures and angels
Evolve.
the female version.
Yes, that is a very, very young Cobes we're looking at. Josh started posting videos to YouTube back in 2011 on an account named Gothic King Cobra 52. Here he can be seen in his parents' basement ranting about a multitude of topics like being goth, playing the guitar, and even dealing with trolls. Yes, even 13 years ago, Cobes was fighting with trolls in his comment section.
This isn't giving the trolls attention because I'm not really available to read the comments, you know. So go to my inbox. A comment about video from the mainstream. This is supposed to the goths and South Park. It's creepy. You have no idea, dude. Don't know.
It's crazy how nothing has really changed in this man's life except the amount of hair on his head in the last decade. We would also be introduced to Sean all the way back then. Sean is a ventriloquist puppet Cobra was given when he was a child and mostly uses as a type of therapy outlet. You see, Cobra will use Sean to say things he maybe isn't so comfortable saying himself.
His name is Sean. He's a string pull dummy. I could take this guy to a website and have him upgrade to a standard up here where his head moves the stick and whatnot, but until then, I'm pulling the string in your neck. You asshole. I dare you trolls to comment on me, huh? What you gonna do now? What do you mean? Oh, the trolls? Yeah, let's see how shitty I am. Let's see what the comment I dare them.
Josh would receive his first ban on YouTube during this time in his life. This would come after he decided it would be a great idea to flash his genitals on camera in a video to own his growing number of online trolls. He would subsequently receive a 2-week ban for this. While the Gothic King Cobra 52 channel was banned, he would create a new one with the name Peach Monster 666, in which he cosplayed as a King Cobra JFS troll in order to infiltrate the trolling groups and bring them down from the inside. And this went about as well as you could imagine.
Peach Monster 666 is back from beyond the grave, here to troll you, Gothic King Cobra. Yes. Your videos are so pathetic. You think you can play guitar. The truth is, you suck.
Cobra would only post 2 videos on his Peach Monster channel, and eventually the ban on his original account would be released, in which he would go back to posting over there. While Josh was living in his dad's basement and posting YouTube videos, he would enroll in the Job Corps. The Job Corps is the largest nationwide residential career training program in the country. The program helps eligible young people ages 16 through 24 complete their high school education, trains them for meaningful careers, and assists them with obtaining employment. So to summarize, Josh was going to a year-long job training school to gain employment. It was during this time he would meet his first girlfriend Stephanie, and he would even lose his virginity to her in the bathroom. While this may sound like Josh was starting to get his life together, he would end up getting kicked out of the program when he was caught smoking weed on campus and was forced to move back home to his dad's basement. From here, he would start working a variety of different fast food jobs like McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Wendy's. One extremely funny note about Josh and his time working at Wendy's: Josh was so bad at his job, he was relegated to one 2 to 4 hour shift a week that consisted of cleaning the bathrooms and refilling the tea dispensers. Regardless of this fact, Cobra would still manage to save up enough money to finally get his own place. With the help of his father Clint, Josh managed to find an apartment just 3 miles away from his current home, and he would finally move out of his dad's basement. It was here in the first apartment that many of Josh's fans consider a truly golden era of Cobra content. He would officially create the King Cobra JFS channel on November 17th, 2012, and he would start posting videos from his new goth boy lair.
Yes, King Cobra JFS, my new YouTube username. More professional, and I create my own.
Dick sale. Dick
metamorphosize. Or changed.
His girlfriend Stephanie would even start appearing in some of his videos on this new channel. Yes, she stayed with Cobes even after he got kicked out of the Job Corps. Stephanie didn't really do much in Cobra's videos besides sit in the background quietly, and trolls would quickly start leaving comments saying Josh wasn't treating her correctly because of this. This would ultimately lead Cobra to posting a hysterical response video showing off his ultimate gentleman skills by cooking Stephanie a Hot Pocket.
So a lot of y'all are like, Stephanie being so much better than him. Well, guess what? I just made Stephanie a hot pocket and got her some Dr. Pepper. Plain little shit talking. Good hell with the shit talking. How's the hot pocket, sweetie? It's 4 meat and cheese. That's good.
True boyfriend goals, am I right? Apart from Stephanie showing up in videos, an old high school friend of Josh's named Chris Moore would also begin to make an appearance in early December 2012. Having Chris around ramped up Cobra's degenerate behaviors and poor choices. He would be given the nickname Couch Chris by the Cobra fanbase because he began living with Cobra after his grandparents kicked him out of the house for an unknown reason. Josh, not wanting to see a homeboy homeless, decided to offer him a place to stay on the couch until he found a place of his own. This would cement Couch Chris as a permanent fixture in almost every one of Cobra's videos, constantly nagging or correcting Josh on trivial matters while he was recording. Chris's constant interruptions inevitably led to the infamous fish is dairy argument.
So let's have a little bit of everything minus the fish, which should be in the dairy actually. Yeah, so it's pretty much it.
I'm not giving up on talking walk.
Do you have to correct me every fucking video I make?
Why the f would you think that fish is a dairy product? Does it come out of a cow?
Because it's protein like milk and most dairy products.
Milk, cheese, all that is dairy. Peanuts go into proteins, which are meat.
Maybe it'll slip the tongue, it happens. Okay, stop correcting me every fucking video. I'm getting sick and tired of it. Anyway,
Cobra's fans would begin to leave truthful comments about how Chris was taking advantage of Josh on his videos, and eventually Cobra would give Chris a reality check by reading them to him.
why the is that giant retard wearing camis? Josh is not listening to Chris and get him the out of the car. Like right now. Chris should be put down. Chris has terminal dumb tinnitus. Symptoms include being a lazy piece of shit, mooching off your friends while not contributing anything, avoiding work with the plague. That fat bastard really needs to go. He's abusing your kindness, Josh. Man the f*** up and kick him out. Jesus Christ.
At a certain point, Cobra would become fed up with the squatter that was Couch Chris, and, with the encouragement of his home dad Clint, would finally evict him from his apartment in January 2013. This, of course, would come at a cost because Chris would take Cobra to parties in Casper since Josh was self-admittedly socially awkward and did not know many people. In fact, Chris took Josh to his very first house party, which Cobra promptly ruined by smacking a married woman's ass without her consent.
You know, we're all drinking, having a good time. Some chick gets picked up by some guy smacks her ass. And I'm like, shh. And her sister's like, who the f do you think you are? Starts cussing me out. I'm like, whoa, what's that? I was like, and she's like, whatever, just fucking watch us. And turns out she's married and the guy smacked her ass as her husband. I didn't know I was drunk. I didn't see the right. Yeah, I know, I sure now that she might be taken, stuff like this. Like, I'm not close to her enough to forgive that, whatever.
Regardless of this fact, Cobra kicking Chris out of his apartment would ultimately be a good thing for Cobes because, like I said earlier, Josh's poor decision-making skills only ramped up with him around. One of the worst things Cobra decided to do with Couch Chris was partake in a drunken threesome with a pregnant woman they met at a gas station. That's right, Cobra would cheat on his girlfriend Stephanie with a pregnant woman and his homeless friend Chris. Cobra would say this woman agreed to sleep with the two of them for one single cigarette. Stephanie would eventually find out about this and she would forgive Cobra. The two would continue to date, however, not too long down the line, Stephanie would cheat on Cobra by having anal sex with one of his friends. Needless to say, the young couple would break up shortly after this incident. I feel like this is the perfect time to tell you more about Cobra's friends before continuing with the main story. It'll be easier to familiarize you with them now, so when I mention them in the future, you will already have an understanding of who I'm talking about. I won't go over every homeboy or homegirl in the Cobraverse or the countless amount of sagas because there's a lot of trivial ones, but I will cover the more insane characters and events that played larger roles in Cobra's story. Because Josh is an eccentric weirdo himself, he doesn't pass judgment on others very quickly. This has led Cobra into surrounding himself with a myriad of strange characters throughout his life. We have already covered one of Cobra's homeboys, known as Couch Chris. The next person of note would be Homeboy Scotty. Homeboy Scotty is considered Cobra's best friend and closest homeboy.
Like I really care. You're not even there. Who really cares? Because all your words are is just that. So shut the fuck up and grab a seat and sit down and relax. Look at these thugs on YouTube saying my homeboy Scotty's doing drugs. Motherfucker, he's on probation trying to stay clean so he can pass his piss test and not make a scene. Get off early, maybe hit there. I don't even know. I lost track of it.
Josh and Scotty would meet sometime back in 2010 and would be friends ever since. Many of Cobra's fans and trolls see Homeboy Scotty as an absolute mooch that uses Cobra for weed, alcohol, and money. Scotty would also be labeled as untrustworthy and a liar after he would set Cobra up on multiple different dates with goth girls that allegedly had Asperger's, played the guitar, and had large breasts. You know, the kind of girls that are a gothic bad boy's dream. Unsurprisingly, these dates would never materialize and Cobra would never meet these goth girls Scotty talked about, likely because they weren't real. The last insane detail about Homeboy Scotty is the fact that he was once arrested for felony assault after he cut a man with a sword inside of Cobra's apartment. One night when Cobra wasn't home, Scotty and another man would be drinking whiskey in Josh's apartment. An argument would break out after Scotty accused the man of stealing one of Cobra's tobacco pipes.
Bro,
he would then grab a katana and stab the armchair he was sitting in several times before standing up, cutting himself, and then cutting the other man as well. Scotty would try and claim self-defense when questioned by the police, but ultimately he ended up confessing to the crime. The next character on the roster goes by the name Warlord. Warlord is well known in the Cobraverse for being a mooch, a liar, and is incredibly annoying when featured in Josh's videos or live streams.
Okay, so if you're
Progress.
let me do the joke, please. Thank you, I'm sorry.
He has been arrested multiple times by the Casper Police Department, with one of his charges being domestic battery filed on him by his then pregnant ex-wife or her mother. A highlight moment between Josh and Warlord was when a drunken argument would break out between the pair and Josh would assert his dominance over him.
Loser, I came from Matt Green, you piece of shit. Go home, you're drunk.
Up next is a man that goes by the name Darflinny.
What's up, fellow YouTubers? We're back at it with another video. Hells yeah!
Darflinny is probably one of the only positive characters of note in the Cobraverse. He is a larger man with some interesting hobbies, chainmail, smelting metal, and shooting guns. He even took Cobes out shooting on some occasions. There really is nothing bad to note about Darflinny. He genuinely seems like a good guy that's nice to Cobra, and he has even said he feels indebted to Cobes after Josh stopped him from taking his own life. One of the last notable characters that spent some time with Cobra was a degenerate furry named Scrapper Steve. Scrapper Steve would try and capitalize off Cobra's internet popularity only to fail miserably because of the fact he is a disgusting zoophile that is interested in having sex with goats. This information would be found out after Steve gave Homeboy Scotty an old laptop of his. On that laptop contained a video of Steve having sex with an inflatable goat. If that wasn't bad enough, Steve has also made videos calling for the legalization of zoophilia.
I welcome all the zoosexuals and everybody watching this YouTube video and all of YouTube to support my marijuana motion and my make zoophilia legal motion.
Josh and Scrapper Steve's friendship would ultimately come to an end after Steve tried stealing one of Josh's future girlfriends. There's a lot of debate on when Josh started to garner internet popularity. He had already established a small cult-like following before moving into his first apartment in 2012 from his original videos on the Gothic Cobra 52 channel. Cobra's popularity would continue to grow after the making of the first documentary on his life. This documentary about Josh would be released in 2014 by the YouTube channel Trapped. It would simply be titled Gothic King Cobra. The film follows a young Josh throughout his daily life and gives us an introspective of who Cobra is and who he wants to be.
$20, so I gotta make it. Yes. Jaeger. Jaeger. Jaeger.
Ricochet's awesome at customer service. My mom just gave me $20 to review. I sent my sister for one night for $20. I'm like, oh, sweet. I know what I'm doing after work. I'm getting cigarettes and booze.
We even get to see an array of characters in Cobra's life, like the local drug dealer he knows, and a homeless Marine that was the man behind ingraining the infamous catchphrase, "That's what's up," into Josh.
Nut up. I'll get fucked up. Nut up. I'll get fucked up. That's what's up today.
It's clear Josh saw these local degenerates as role models and was in desperate need of someone to set him down a better path. However, it was these guys he saw in his day-to-day life going against the grain of societal norms that Josh gravitated towards, and he would eventually model his own life after it as well. This documentary has become a harrowing look into Cobra's past self, showcasing an awkward young man who once had dreams and aspirations.
And that's going to be funny too, is when I make it big and I'm on stage playing concerts and stuff, and I'm on MTV and all these chicks that reject me are going to go, holy crap, I knew that guy. He used to stalk me. What the fuck?
Inside Cobra's first apartment is where he was finally able to start indulging in some of his favorite activities. One of my personal favorite things Cobra started posting was his cooking videos, or what he likes to call dank food hacks. Josh has an amazing ability to absolutely destroy anything he tries to cook. Seeming to draw inspiration from early epic mealtime videos, the absolute monstrosity Cobra puts on a plate sometimes are truly a sight to behold. For starters, would any of you be interested in some Mountain Dew and jalapeno flavored hard-boiled eggs?
What's up, YouTube? We are doing some hard-boiled eggs. Now, yes, I did use Mountain Dew. And yes, I did use some hot sauce from this bottle. This is a Pepper Patch jalapeno hot sauce. I got a Pepper Patch box for the holidays. Now I got a nice medium heat. We want to let those delicious little egg treats soak in that sugary Mountain Dew goodness. Hopefully it'll give it like a nice citrusy, spicy kick.
Where all my fam go?
Almost done, YouTube. Let's look at these hard-boiled eggs. To absorb that flavor. We let those eggs cool off now. I gave them a quick cold rinse with some water that was cold, ice cold at that. We're gonna cool them off and we'll try them later. Check them out. Soaking them in cold water made them easier to peel. Put the cracks in them, we left the cool grooves in it. Let's see how I do.
Another awesome food hack of Cobra's, and his most popular to date, is his sushi bacon cheeseburger. Throughout this video, you will notice quintessential aspects that are staples in Cobra food hacks, like incredibly dirty and unwashed cooking utensils, a pan that hasn't seen soap and water since its first use, and of course, excessive amounts of grease.
And some trial and error and some learning. But there we go. There's your wasabi sauce right on top of there. Give it a squeeze just like that.
I have no idea how to make.
Boom.
Better go beat these niggas up there.
And look at all the grease soaked into the bottom bun right there. Yeah. It's cooled down enough I can pick it up and eat it. It's still pretty hot though. That's not half bad actually, that's pretty good.
Cobra isn't afraid to think outside of the box when it comes to his food hacks either. It isn't always just bacon, grease, and cheese. Take for example this Halloween burger he made. This burger would be topped with a bag of mixed bugs and pig brains. And of course he would eat every last bite.
Bugs! Bugs. Alright, got the bugs on there. Now we're gonna roast pork brains. Now I've had pork brains before, they're actually pretty tasty. Alright, now I want to take our delicious pork brains.
And we're gonna sprinkle them on top of our bugs. It's good. It's real good. But it's got a little bit of heat on it, man. Holy crap, YouTube.
Okay, look at that. Bacon, cheeseburger with pork brains and bugs. Happy Halloween, you crazy fuckers. Honestly, it tastes just like a bacon barbecue cheeseburger. Get the little crunchy bits from the bugs. Colorfully surprised, YouTube. That's actually tasty.
It's not just the food hacks that are fascinating. It's also equally as funny to try and watch Cobra attempt to cook things normally, like the time he tried to make homemade French fries.
Alright, you got all your French fries. And
I don't know what you got in my eye, but it burns.
as you can see,
probably hot sauce in my mouth or some shit.
That's bubbling.
I'm gonna eat this.
So what we're gonna do is just yeah, we're gonna. I would just dump these in here, but I don't want the grease to splatter. So your next step is just drop them in there like that. Yeah. Okay.
This is my next man. I'm the Disney corner.
God damn it. Stop.
My life, YouTube. I need salt. Well, you know, that was real smooth of me, too.
Cobra is also quite the mixologist, often taking his dank hacking ability to the liquor cabinet and making sick drink combos. Josh is no stranger to mixing beers with his favorite soda and calling them Cobra's Mist, or doing things like mixing vodka or whiskey with Monster energy drinks.
The sexy goth bad boy is back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. This crazy mixologist is at it again. Half a cup of some old English. It's English, I say. Monster, yeah. We have the stimulants going into the depressant. Half and half, always. So what the fucking hell are we gonna call this? Old English and Monster. Let's call it Cobra's English.
Another popular topic of discussion throughout Cobra's time online is his love life. It should come as no surprise that Cobra does not have the best of luck when it comes to women.
Okay, my crush likes me, she thinks I'm attractive, but she won't date me because I watch chatterbait females and I'm friends with too many chicks on Facebook.
Growing increasingly more defeated over his luck with women in dating, Cobra would begin to talk about his frustration over his dry spell in videos around 2016. In a response to this, a troll would send Cobra a fleshlight in the mail. Josh would proceed to use this fleshlight one time before recording a video destroying it and lamenting over the fact that he thinks sex is disgusting.
Game capture.
Like, someone made a comment on one of my YouTube videos. They're like, somebody send this guy a pocket pussy, and I deleted the comment because I'm like, no, don't f***ing send me a pocket pussy, god damn it. I find sex to be disgusting. Like, what the f***?
That's cap.
I'm glad everybody finds the fact that I can't get pussy to save my f***ing life. I'm glad people find it to be so goddamn funny that they're like, oh, we feel sorry for this guy because he can't get laid. Here, let's send him a pocket pussy. F*** you.
This is what I think of your stupid pocket pussy right here. This is what I think about love and companionship. This is me like saying I give up on love and companionship, man. It's never gonna happen, so why waste my time craving it?
After this incident, Cobra would begin to express his desires for a life-size sex doll in his videos. Trolls would respond to these requests by initially sending him the comical blow-up dolls you can get from gag stores like Spencer's. And of course, this was absolutely not what Cobra wanted. Cobra desired one of those fully customizable dolls that you can personally pick all of the details, like the eye color or the hairstyle, much like a create a character in a video game. These dolls often cost thousands of dollars, and Cobra would be desperate enough to even start a GoFundMe to try and raise money for one. Of course, his campaign would be taken down. However, not too long after this, a fan or troll would send him a $1,000 used sex doll. Tragedy would strike for Josh, though, less than 24 hours after receiving his new gift. He would make a post on Facebook that a thief broke into his apartment and stole the sex doll. This alleged burglar would only steal Josh's sex doll, not his TV, guitar, or any other things that could be considered valuable inside his home. Just the sex doll. Cobra would later claim that the Casper Police Department would end up finding his sex doll in the back of some meth head's car who was allegedly trying to get scrap metal out of it, thus destroying it in the process. If this story is sounding suspiciously made up, that's because it is. Cobra would later admit that he had cut the sex doll's body up into pieces and skinned its face off after becoming angry when he ripped the doll's vagina while using it.
What I did was rather eerie, to say the least, yes, but out of sexual frustration. Would I do this to a real girl? Absolutely not. But what happened was, a couple of fans had sent me an awesome sex doll, and I was tickled pink. I was like, dude, this is cool, you know, and I never would have thought something like this would happen. So of course I was having sex with it, and then my dick tore a huge gash in the vagina, and I was embarrassed and frustrated that I couldn't fix it, and that, well, nice between us, you broke your toy, king here of all things. Just know that I am here for you guys, my fans, my friends. What I did was eerie, yeah, but let's face it, people, let's face it. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, I know. I know. Just know that if I ever get the chance to pay back the people for this, I know it's not the point, okay, I know this, it's gonna fucking happen. I mean, they all want free ones. I'm down. I just know that this is my attempt at an apology video. The whole lie was fabricated mainly because I was embarrassed, YouTube.
No serial killer vibes here, no, not at all. Hilariously, this isn't the only sex doll that Cobra's fans would send him. He would receive another doll in the mail shortly after the first one, and this one Cobra would nickname Fun-Sized Felicia. Cobra would really hit it off with this new doll, even bringing out Sean to get his opinion on her.
So who's your lady friend? She was sent to me in the mail, Sean. Was she? Oh. Does she talk? You know, Sean, she might talk, I don't know. She's kind of short. I'm not short, I'm fun-sized.
Fun-Sized Felicia would meet a similar fate as the first sex doll after Cobra would melt the skin off of it when he washed it with the wrong kind of soap. After Cobra's bad experiences with sex dolls, he wouldn't have any more involvement with women until November 2017 when he started dating another girl named Summer. This saga in the Cobraverse would be known as the Summer Saga. Summer was a furry and would attract the attention of one of Cobra's friends, Scrapper Steve, who was also a furry as previously mentioned. Steve would try and court Summer by suggesting a business deal making fursuits, however, his attempts would be thwarted by homeboy Scotty after he found out and told Josh.
Alright, what happened was, you know Josh just found a girlie, right? Yeah. And that's awesome. It's fucking badass. I'm happy for Josh, and she's a good woman, and he deserves her, all right? He doesn't deserve the bullshit what's coming from, all right? You want to know the bullshit? Y'all want to know the bullshit? The bullshit is Josh, all right, being a good friend. Never been a bad friend, never once. Anytime I needed him, or anytime any of his friends needed him, he was there, all right? He was always fucking there, okay? With that being said, Steve, Mr. Goat, whatever you want to call him, goat fucker, whatever, all right? This is what happened.
For a couple more
Try to
minutes
get
and
me,
then hop
like,
off.
try to Josh this girl, dude.
Straight up, Steve was trying to get with my girlfriend.
Summer and Cobra would ultimately break up after 2 short months because of the harassment she was receiving from Cobra's trolls. Josh's dry spell would continue on for a very long time after this.
Man.
It was around this time in 2017 the Wand Maker saga would begin in the Cobraverse. Before Cobra would meet his now ex-girlfriend Summer, he would be fired from his job at Wendy's after over 5 years of employment when a troll called and complained to management about his YouTube videos. And I'm honestly amazed Cobra lasted this long at Wendy's in the first place. He really wasn't a great employee, highlighted by his 1 short shift a week and one of his most notorious moments in the Cobraverse being the black hair dye incident. One day, Josh forgot he had to go to work and instead decided to stay home and dye his hair black. Right before he started dyeing his hair black, he would get a call from his manager letting him know that he was late. Josh would then proceed to dye his hair black and go into work 5 hours late.
Hello? What were you saying? No, I was
Like how can this nigga get a job? So I've been to 23 fucking interviews in the last past, like 2 to 3 months. 23?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my.
23?
I'm out at the apartment.
That's because I'm fat.
Wow.
It gotta be.
Well, I feel like
it gotta be because I'm fat at this point, shit. But regardless, I'll pull whatever.
Oh crap. Alright. Damn it. Alright. Alright, that works. I'm so sorry I missed those dates. Alright, bye-bye. Now, you should use over a kitchen sink or a towel. It's very messy, but I'll take my chances. Yeah, I'm just making an ass of myself now. For you, YouTube Entertainment, no less. God damn it. This is why you want to put a towel on
PC meets the minimum requirements.
Do my mustache, too. Oh, yeah. Why so serious? I've gone Avatar. Holy shit. My skin's all blue from the black hair dye.
This looks more retarded than normal.
Oh, look, the blue skin clashes so horribly with my tainted teeth. Oh, how fucking lovely. How fucking lovely. Of course, it wasn't much of a mustache there to begin with, but yeah. Oh well. Holy crap. I look like shit.
After being fired from Wendy's, Cobra would rely on what little AdSense revenue he made from YouTube and his monthly SSDI payments to pay his bills. Josh became a glorified NEET while he spent a lot of his new free time drinking and hanging out with his homeboys, Scotty and Darflinny. He would finally come up with his most lucrative business venture yet with the introduction of Cobra Craft wands. Josh would start to wander around Casper collecting random sticks to bring home and spray paint for a profit. He would begin to sell these custom-made magic wands on Etsy, with the first batch of 10 selling out just 7 minutes after he posted a video promoting them. Selling wands was honestly a logical business venture for Cobes. After all, he does claim to be a wizard with real magic powers. He's even shown off his magical abilities in videos before, like the time he walked around his town and made streetlights change colors.
We're a crosswalk sign. Woohoo!
It is the 41st millennium. For 10,000 years, the Imperium has dominated.
Give me walk sign. Come on.
There is only war. Every human soul, from the most highborn lord to the most
Yeah.
basic servant,
That's how I rock and that's how I roll.
This wand-making business would go on to be his main source of income apart from his SSDI checks for the following years to come because Josh never decided to get a real job after this. Little did Josh know that this new business venture would also be the main reason for the next big saga in the Cobraverse, known as the Eviction Saga. As I mentioned before, Cobra was spray painting these wands, and he was doing it inside of his apartment. In an effort to prevent growing complaints about paint fumes from his neighbors, Josh claims he would would stick towels or blankets under his doors to prevent any of the fumes from leaking out into the hallway. After doing this, though, the paint fumes would begin to travel up through a chimney behind Cobra's workbench and start affecting the apartments above him. This would allegedly cause one resident to become so sick they needed to move out, and it would make the other surrounding units uninhabitable. Cobra would get a call from his dad Clint while on a live stream on October 27, 2020, informing him he was being evicted. Clint would tell Josh that he caused an estimated $6,000 worth of damage to his unit and the others surrounding it from his actions over the years. He would also bring up Josh's worsening alcoholism and suggest that he may need to seek help through counseling, which of course Cobra denied.
So they can actively use spray paint.
Hey, what's up?
His house.
So what's up?
And the forgotten supplements. In hive cities like Tasha.
What?
Why?
God. I don't want to be a though. Like, I can quit smoking indoors. Seriously? Oh my f***ing God, dude!
It sucks.
Well, where the f*** am I supposed to go, dude? So this is the thanks I get for giving them an ashtray out of my own f***ing pocket. I bought an ashtray for f***ing outside. This is the f***ing things I get. Real f***ing nice.
You gotta choose a glass.
That was 40. There's no way I can cause $6,000 worth of damage to this apartment. That is bullshit. I didn't do it intentionally. I'm getting evicted for using spray paint on my wands? Seriously? Okay, I'm listening. I'm not turning this on anyone. I'm just asking questions, man.
Make sure you go full trainer looks. Look at that's nice. Painted. This one.
No, I don't, Dad. Okay? No, I don't need counseling. I just need to make smarter decisions.
Cobra would go live a few more times after this, skirting any sort of responsibility for his eviction. Instead, he complained about how a landlord could evict a person with Asperger's, and he even claimed it's his neighbor's fault for not telling him his spray paint fumes were causing an issue. After the eviction, Cobra would temporarily move back to his dad's home while he searched for a new apartment to rent. This wouldn't take long, as he would move into a new place on November 21st, 2020, marking the start of the new apartment saga in the Cobraverse. Inside this new apartment, Josh's mental health rapidly decreased and his alcoholism slowly became the focal point of his life, often appearing drinking or already drunk in most of his videos and live streams going forward. Cobra's life really started to decline. His dank food hacks got sloppier and even more foul, like his infamous Boggerito.
It's just about done baking in the oven. What the fuck is that? I used a bunch of toothpicks to hold it together. Just like Taco Bell chimichanga food inception right there. But it's got the spicy fish, the fried spam, cheese, bacon bits, another burrito in there, so that's gonna be pretty tasty. I had to lower the oven rack so it could fit the burrito in there with all them toothpicks, but that's all right. Keep in mind the Taco Bell burrito stuffed inside this giant chimichanga's got bacon and steak and eggs. And you know what's up. Put this back in the oven. The cheese is gonna melt and get a little crispy on top of the shell. At least show you some of this action right here. Cut it in half. Look at that greasy, delicious looking burrito. All stuffed with goods. I'll be munching out on that all day, man. We'll try it here in a second. Just wanted to give you a close-up of the goods.
All of them are ugly as fuck.
I've been munching out on this here burrito.
This one, like, the only one's not that bad looking.
I took a couple bites earlier and it was simply delicious. This massive chimichanga action. Oh, look at that. Look at that deliciousness. Yes. Delicious, spicy, packed with protein and calories and greasy love.
Cobra's drink combos became pretty insane as well, like the Valentine's Day drink combo.
We got the pink champagne. Got a splash of that Fago firework. Whoop whoop. Splash of that. Just a little splash of that in there. Trolls could use a Tic Tac. Their fucking breath smells worse than my fucking teeth. But yeah, this is a really fucking kick-ass glass, dude. And a splash of that vodka. A splash of that rum. Splash of that tequila. That's what YouTube wants to see. Oh, that's so gross. Wants to see, right? Jeez. So I'll pour a splash of that in there. No, dude, this drink combo is looking so fucking gnarly, dude. We'll add our, okay, the Kinky Aloha is not creamy, so we can add a little bit of that right there. This is fucking ridiculous. And we got this to top it off if we need just a little bit more to do it, but maybe just for a little, yeah, like that. Yeah, okay. This is just fucking ridiculous. You see this drink combo, all the curdling and the, dude. Yeah, man, I got this hot jerky stick right here. It's a classic Hunter's sausage. Should we add it to the drink combo as like a little condiment, like they do with Bloody Marys? There it is, sitting right there. I'm just below the surface there. He's actually drinking it. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Like my girl.
I've dreamed many dreams before. I should have known the enforcer.
I get a little bit of those curdly bits.
My expectations.
I'm trying to cut down on my drinking, but at the same time, people are like, Cobra, we know you for your crazy drink combos. And it's like, you can have a drink combo, but you don't gotta go ham with it, you know? In this case, sausage.
Josh's alcoholic rage was also at an all-time high, often taking his frustrations out on the inanimate objects in his apartment like his hat, chair, and cigarettes.
Here, play the fucking Star Spangled Banner right now. It's pissing me off!
This nigga's actually tweaking.
It pisses me off! God damn it! Fuck my fucking cigarette! Fuck! The fuck out of my way, you stupid
This nigga's
fucking
actually tweaking, bro. Yeah, express basic.
stupid fucking piece of shit. Fucking hat. Fuck you! You stupid fucking bottle! Stay on the fucking desk! Stay on the fucking desk, you piece of shit! Fuck you!
Prisoners all secure.
I don't care if I got a nasty.
I'll check for
temper.
myself if you don't mind.
Of course, madam.
Fuck you!
But do be wary. Every one of them's a filth.
Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit! I'll smoke you!
That one's
Till you're dead!
On top of that, his address also got leaked, and he was often met with tons of unpaid pizzas and DoorDash orders sent by his trolls. This compilation is the amount of orders Cobra would get in just one night while on a live stream.
Oh, let's see what the fucking YouTube troll sent me today. Oh.
This one, however.
This is supposed to. Oh my god, autistic freak out
Makes you wonder
incoming.
why
It's
we
like, not
even
really.
bother shipping trash like that. Save a lot of data slave work just to process the execution notice.
Of course they sent me a bra. It's
What do
like,
you say, criminal?
Happy International Women's
Shall I
Day,
put you out of
Cobra.
your misery?
You don't have a girlfriend.
And
you haven't been
ours.
laid in 6 years.
Be quiet.
Ha ha ha. Oh my god, you guys,
Well,
look at that. They
nothing to
sent
say?
me a bra. I
This
actually
is a
have a
mistake.
friend who has
I
a pet
am a loyal
bird,
servant.
so I'm sure she'll appreciate this.
But of course, I'll
So
just
thank
let you out now
to
then.
my YouTube trolls. The
Shame you'll
vibrating
never get to
bullets.
prove
Oh,
that.
behave. Man, you sent me a bunch of cool stuff to hand out to my female neighbors who monitor needed, so thank you for that. My YouTube trolls are keeping me fed. Sauce, barbecue sauce, grape jam, Happy Meal hamburger, one hamburger with extra mustard, extra salt, extra ketchup, 2 mayonnaise, extra onions, no regular meat, plain, extra kids fry, milk, under 3 toy, creamer packet, and syrup. Aww, my troll sent me a Happy Meal. More deliveries, fantastic. They sent me a big ass bag of ice, which I'll probably stick in my freezer and have for my drinks whenever I
It's
need
crazy
it.
how this nigga's bad.
Oh, this is too goddamn funny. You gotta see what they sent me. Oh, they sent me some baby pacifiers because my trolls are overgrown toddlers who need to get a life. Look at this, YouTube. I want to thank my trolls for buying groceries for me, man. That's a lot of fucking potatoes. What do we have here, folks? Another package sent to me by the people. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that.
Man, this
Cobra's
Warhammer
being
game
a good sport about all
this
this
Warhammer
bullshit.
game low key go harder than the
And
new
y'all
one.
sent me some Budweiser.
I mean, the graphics, like,
Yeah.
peak. I mean, I know it's like 2
Sucking
years.
trolls. Like, oh, I'm gonna f with Cobra. He likes alcohol, so I'm gonna send him alcohol-free beer. That'll fucking show him.
And this is really all Cobra's content was for a few years. Getting drunk, making food hacks, and arguing with his dastardly trolls online. It wasn't until April of 2023 when the next real notable incident would occur. On April 24th, Cobra would post a video stating he had adopted a new pet. His new companion was a bearded dragon named Puff. Josh would claim one of his new homeboys named Ian, an alcoholic meth head that started showing up in Cobra's videos when he moved into the second apartment, was moving out and couldn't take Puff with him. Josh would step up and volunteer to take him in.
I got a pet bearded dragon. His name is Puff, and he is just so fucking adorable, dude. The most badass little lizard you ever did see. My buddy Ian is moving, and he needed a place for Puff. So I volunteered because I've always wanted a reptile, and turns out bearded dragons are super easy to take care of.
This announcement would send chills down the backs of Cobra fans because Josh had already tried to take care of an animal previously in the second apartment. One day, Cobra opened his window for some fresh air and he found a praying mantis that entered his apartment. Josh decided he was going to make it his new pet to show the trolls just how responsible he was. He even decided to affectionately name it Mrs. Green. Not even 1 week would pass before Mrs. Green would die. Cobra would constantly blow his nicotine vape smoke on her and fed her nothing but beer and soda. Initially, Josh took Miss Green outside to decompose in a bush, but then decided to take her body back inside and superglue it to a staff. Cobra would then try and sell this praying mantis staff on his Etsy for $666.
Check that out. That is sick. To pay tribute and respects to Mrs. Green, I immortalized her on the staff.
I mean, alright, in his defense though,
Up towards the crystal.
I don't even think it's that
and
easy
the bottom
to keep
half
praying
glows
mantis
in the dark. So you bet your sweet ass burgers we're gonna charge a pretty penny for this.
Can I pick that up instead?
Yeah, I'm gonna add one more layer of Gorilla Glue to the top of this just to really make sure it's nice and solid.
So, with Josh's new announcement that he was in possession of a bearded dragon, it's safe to say his community of fans and trolls alike were not exactly stoked at this new revelation. Most people automatically assumed Puff was going to end up superglued to the end of a stick in the very near future. People would begin to call the local animal control near Cobra in an attempt to get Puff taken away from him. However, their efforts did not work.
Trolls lose! The reason why I say trolls lose is because my trolls have been trying as hard as they can to get Puff taken away from me, harassing Metro Animal Control non-stop. Well, long story short, Metro showed up for the second and last time just a while back. And when I answered the door, I'm like, seriously, is it really Metro? And they're like, yes. A couple of lovely younger gals, you know, they were definitely old enough, but that's beside the point. They're like, we just want to check up on Puff to make sure he's okay. I'm like, oh my fucking God. So I let him see Puff. I even took him out and let the ladies check him out. They said he's a handsome and healthy bearded dragon. And they said this is the last time they're doing a wellness check on him. So the trolls lose.
Following this, Cobra began to make statements about how he blows marijuana smoke on Puff because he can tell he likes it. It became very apparent to everyone that Cobra had learned nothing from his time handling Mrs. Green.
I do really hope Puff lives to be a very, very, very old bearded dragon. Yes. Puff enjoys the occasional hit of weed and he likes thunderstorms. Shit you not. Shit you not. Puff doesn't have a favorite strain that I know of. I don't get him stoned all the time, but every once in a while he likes a good fat hit, you know what I'm saying?
I should try another deck. Maybe that elevator
Believe
still
me,
works.
when Puff doesn't want anything, he'll let you know with his body language. If I'm smoking marijuana, Puff will kind of look up like, hey man, give me a hit of that. So I'll take a fucking huge ass fucking hit of weed and I'll blow it into his tank. 1 or 2 hits, he's good. He doesn't need a whole lot, you know. And I've seen him do it. When I give him a hit of weed, he'll lift his head up and he'll close his eyes and be like, I know what that is. I don't do it all the time because Puff really doesn't need it to chill out. Like, bearded dragons are normally pretty chilled out to begin with. But every once in a while is a rare treat, you know. It's like, and if Puff didn't like it, he'd let me know, you know. Is anybody who wants to say what the fuck you want to say, dude? I'm more connected with Puff emotionally than any of you miserable, sad losers out there.
Sadly, the Puff saga comes to a conclusion exactly how you expect. Cobra's update videos on Puff started to become less and less frequent until they stopped altogether. On November 16th, 2023, Josh would post this in his local Casper Lost Pets Facebook group. "Hello, fellow Casper citizens. I have lost my bearded dragon and I'm desperately searching for him the last 2 days, last seen by Building B." Josh would claim in future videos that he took Puff outside one day while he was smoking a cigarette, and the bearded dragon jumped off his shoulder and ran away. Josh would further his insane narrative over the next few months by repeatedly stating in videos and on live streams he believed Puff was still out there somewhere hibernating and that he will find him one day. Anyone with a working brain should know that this is simply not the case, and Puff is most definitely deceased. Rest in peace, Puff Saunders. You deserved so much better. The most explosive saga that must be talked about in the Cobraverse is the second eviction saga, which is spearheaded by a new love interest. This is where we meet Jessica Boyle. She is a 40-year-old BPD demon that is unemployed and lives at home with her parents and 7 cats and has an extreme obsession with Cobra. Jessica would allegedly find out about Josh through his Kiwi Farms threat, and soon she would devise a plan to be the next of-age, alive, consenting female to try and steal the gothic bad boy's heart. And she would succeed. In late 2023, Cobra would announce he had entered a long-distance relationship. After months of discourse and long-distance dating, Jessica would finally fly to Casper to visit Josh, arriving on February 9th, 2024. Since Jessica didn't have a job, her round-trip flight would be funded and paid for by a pay-pig troll named Oink. On the very same day Jessica landed in Casper, Josh would go live with the stream titled "Ended My Dry Spell. That's What's Up." That's right, the gothic bad boy would finally end his dry spell after so many years, but it would come at a major cost. On this live stream, he would introduce his viewers to Jessica, and it became very apparent to everyone that this relationship was a ticking time bomb. A very unstable Jessica would spend the entire stream love-bombing Josh and acting overly sexual. Some of the things she would do on camera over the course of 96 minutes include sexually assaulting Josh, offering to suck his little cobra on camera, offering to have anal sex on camera, flashing Josh while facing away from the camera, argued with Josh over chat's comments, and she even yelled at the police when a wellness check was called on the two of them.
We're too busy having sex right now, sorry. Hey! We're having sex! Can we go around here?
Once this live stream would end, Jessica would stay with Cobra over the following week. During this time, Cobra fans started speculating she was feeding Josh immense amount of alcohol and prescription pills. These theories were crafted because of the many live streams that would occur following the first one. In these streams, Cobra would appear incredibly wasted and sometimes outright passed out in
I gotta use the bathroom. There's 2 already. Been live. Almost 2 hours. Alright. I'm gonna try. I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn my camera off for quality reasons. BRB. As y'all can see, I'm back. Got me some food. It's like, it's basically fried rice. There's ham in it. I didn't have any soy sauce, so I used miso and a little bit of taco seasoning.
In his chair while Jessica takes over the entire show.
How do you read this? I can't keep the line. Don't have enough light in my face. I'm not ignoring anyone. I know most of you don't like me, so I'm not trying to be rivals.
Throughout the week, when Josh was in a coherent state, he would grow increasingly more impatient with Jessica and regretful of his decisions. On February 16th, Jessica's first visit would come to an end and she would fly back home to her parents in Virginia Beach. The Jessica saga was far from over, though. She would fly back to Casper to visit Cobra again the very next month in March. Jessica's second visit is what rightfully earned Cobra the eviction out of his apartment. Every single night, the couple would get into loud verbal altercations that disturbed other residents in the building. Cobra's neighbors would begin to complain about these domestic disturbances to the apartment management, which put Josh on thin ice with them. Things would reach a boiling point a couple days before Josh's birthday when an argument would break out over which pan Cobra should cook a bratwurst in. Jessica had a live stream going in another room capturing the insane argument that went down. She can be heard gutturally screaming, stomping, and threatening to hit herself. Josh can be heard remaining calm and almost fearful throughout the argument. This meltdown drew enough complaints from neighbors that the Casper Police Department were called to do another wellness check.
You're literally accusing me of things I haven't done.
You're sitting there attacking me for no reason, all because I want to touch you.
How have I attacked you? I said cook it the way you want. How is that me attacking you? So can you please not say about me? That's not true.
I think you totally still, but that's not showing on camera all the time. Or this Josh!
So should I start hitting myself all over again? So please, why are you doing this to me?
I'm not doing anything.
They fully got my back.
I'm not doing a thing to you, Jessica. You are overreacting.
I said you could do whatever you want.
And I appreciate that. I don't know why you're getting mad.
Because you keep talking shit about me and making
I'm not talking about you.
You made stuff about me. I'm gonna start recording you. You made stuff about me twice.
Get us the
And
hell out of here.
literally made stuff about me twice. I don't give a very curious. Cook your shit.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate your offer to get me.
We'll taste me, so.
Would you please stop?
I haven't done anything.
You're so hungry.
Because
I haven't. You know what you're judging me. Tell me how to tell you. I don't care. I don't.
Obviously you care.
I don't. No, stop. Oh, damn it. Stop it. I'm not. Now, you've been judging me for the past. You've been judging me for the past hour. Stop it.
Holy shit.
You're the one that's
No, I'm not. Then stop talking about me such shit.
I'm not talking about anything.
Then stop. Stop. Would you stop? I'm not yelling at you.
Jessica, calm down.
You done any time soon?
Stop.
I'm not saying to be quiet.
I don't care. I'm being quiet. Stop. Stop.
I'm not doing.
I'm being quiet.
I'm not doing anything.
Neither the. Come on.
You coming or not?
Cook it. Oh, you want it. I don't care. I don't care.
No promises.
You keep asking me to be quiet. I don't care.
I was thinking.
Do what you want.
I give a fuck. Would you please Please stop.
Will you stop? Come here. You could have been
Just don't tell anyone.
All good thing about this game, hella cutscenes, so hella time to eat.
Please. How is it my fault? It's not your fault. I'm just asking you to please stop yelling. A lot of it's easily related to the stop.
You tell me to tell you that. I don't care how you come back and say.
I appreciate it.
So leave me out of it.
I'm not trying to do anything to you, Jessica.
Josh was likely served an eviction notice a few days before or on his birthday, March 26, 2024. During his birthday stream, he was visibly upset and irritated. He would also mention his neighbors had reported him for something and remarked about how unhappy he was for his birthday. Jessica would appear on stream a few times and there was visible tension between the two of them. She would ultimately fly home shortly after this, and Josh would announce on a later stream that he was in fact getting evicted from his apartment. And he wouldn't fully blame Jessica for this removal, instead pointing his finger at the trolls in his community for constantly door-dashing orders to him and harassing the apartment management. Amazingly, even after losing his apartment, Josh would make the genius decision to continue his relationship with Jessica. Cobra, at the ripe age of 33, would have to move back in with home dad Clint again while he searched for a new place to live. After Jessica earned Cobra an eviction from his apartment and he moved back in with his dad, it would take a little over a month for Cobra to finally get himself a new residence. This time, home dad Clint purchased Josh a trailer and thus marked the beginning of the Trailer Park Saga. This is the most current and ongoing saga in the Cobraverse right now. Cobes would go live on May 18, 2024 inside his new Boglum abode. There is nothing really of note about this stream. Cobra spent most of it smoking a cigarette and responding to troll comments while muting his mic on and off periodically when he had nothing to say. Inside this new trailer, Cobra's deterioration is on full display. His hair has almost entirely receded from the top of his head, and his front teeth have almost completely fallen out from his horrendous hygienic practices over the last couple of decades. Cobra's alcoholism has completely taken over his life at this point, appearing in most videos completely wasted and unintelligible.
For YouTube, it's your boy King Cobra back at it with another video. They got some KFC, man.
His food hacks have somehow become even more disgusting, unrecognizable piles of slop not even cockroaches would be interested in eating.
I took it out of the microwave and I had to let it cool off for a significant amount of time because that microwave is high-powered. A high-powered microwave gets the job done. You might be looking at these mashed potatoes like, oh, that's bloody disgusting. Take an entire jar of smoked salmon, seafood dip. See the texture? See the coloration? Yes. It's not looking half bad. I definitely munch out on it. I'll let it cool off overnight though.
To make matters even worse, Jessica would soon show her nasty face again. On August 1st, Cobra would announce his breakup with Jessica in a video titled, "I'm Single." This would send Jessica into a mentally unstable frenzy. The pay pig Oink I mentioned earlier would buy Jessica another round-trip flight to Casper to go visit Josh. Despite Cobra stating on multiple occasions if Jessica ever came back, he would call the police and get a restraining order, Josh would end up letting her inside his trailer when she showed up. On September 3rd, Jessica would start a live stream inside Cobra's trailer, revealing she had made her way inside. Of course, an argument would soon break out between the two of them, which would all be captured live.
Are you live right now?
Yes.
Oh my fucking God, you said you weren't gonna go live.
Joshy, I've been live. I told you I was live.
Oh my God, you said you weren't gonna go live while you were here and you're doing it.
I know, but I told you I went live early. Joshy, I have not shown you once. It's only been my fucking ugly goddamn mug. I know I'm ugly. I will own it all day long.
It's not even about that.
I know, but the fucking Chris. Fuck him. I'm not doing this for anybody but myself.
You literally said I wasn't gonna go live because I don't want me and Josh getting harassed, and then
I know, but
you're going live.
Josh, I told you this like over an hour ago, Josh.
Others have a special ability that changes their
Chris ruined this. Don't blame this on me.
I'm not blaming it on anyone, Jessica.
Chris ruined this.
You literally sat there and said, I don't want people to know I'm here, so what do? You go live.
But Chris, Josh, Chris ruined this. He fucking told everyone I was here.
have to reaffirm him.
I'm not reaffirming. Can't. Josh, please. I told you this.
Can stagger groups of enemies.
Don't even. I don't even. Joshy, this is why we're so good together. Cause I will start a thought, but I cannot find the words, and you fucking literally a few words. You're like bing, bing, bong, and that I literally, Josh.
Psychics always have access to
Just because I'm all about communication doesn't mean I fucking know every right word to say.
You literally
No
said,
much
I'm not gonna go live because of Jessica Massacre, and then with
Okay, it's not because of her, it's not all of these people. I'm doing this to take my goddamn power back. I'm not even gonna say the words that I want to say.
They would continue to argue off camera for days, resulting in Jessica making disturbing claims that Josh was physically abusive to her. And she even posted a video where a noticeably distressed Cobra points a shotgun at his head while he screams about how he hates his life.
But why can't I listen to everything you say, but you can't listen to what I have to say? And you
listen to what I say, so why should I listen to what you have to say? Respect is a two-way street.
Josh, I do listen to you. I told you about fucking I don't know movies, so if I have to ask you a question, you literally just bashed my head against the wall and tried to kill me. You said that the first in March. What have I done to you that your souls haven't done that you want to...
I'd ask you the same question, Jessica. What have I done that your trolls haven't already done to you?
I haven't ever splashed alcohol on you. I'm serious.
I was trying to be cute with you, and you want to make it about this humongous bullshit nothing fight.
What do you mean?
You gotta make a fight about nothing, and I'm sick.
How is it a fight about nothing when I ask you when I'm sitting here, I'm wearing brand new
Each nearby teammate also grants toughness regeneration.
I'm gonna wear this. How am I supposed to assume what you are? What? So you're gonna shoot me?
No, I'd rather shoot myself.
Jessica would once again return home to Virginia Beach, but her psychotic feud with Cobra still isn't over. As of recently, she has been posting revenge porn of Cobra online as a last-ditch effort to try and get back at him. Josh would respond in a video on October 18th, 2024, claiming he was pressing charges on Jessica for this reason.
Jessica Boyle is revenge porning me. I will be pressing charges on Jessica Boyle because I'm not having this crap.
You can perform.
She probably got drunk and pissed off and mad because she's no longer with me and decided to be all vengeful and spiteful. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Whether he is actually pressing charges or this is just something he is claiming to try and scare her off is yet to be discovered. If he hasn't actually followed through with it, he really should. Jessica has recently gone as far as saying if she had a gun, she would shoot Cobra.
That's me when I get a gun. And I'm gonna imagine shooting JFS in the head. That will be my get-off dream. Somebody's gotta put him in his place for what his daddy's too weak. His daddy's too weak of a fucking tough ass.
So yeah, Josh absolutely needs to press charges or, at the very least, file a restraining order against her. And now, this is where Cobra's story comes to a close for the time being. He was once an eccentric young man full of life. He had dreams and aspirations regardless of how ridiculous they were. Now, Cobra has been reduced to a hardly functioning alcoholic wasting away in a trailer park. He is sometimes so drunk in his newer videos he struggles to put together sentences in a comprehensive manner.
Corruption is caused by certain attacks.
I envied the last stream combo. I'm feeling pretty
Corruption
schnocker.
reduces maximum health. If you are
Hope you're
down,
having a fantastic Halloween season.
It's actually insane to watch the self-destruction of a man over the course of a decade. This has been the story of King Cobra JFS, the gothic bad boy of YouTube. If you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to learn about this crazy gothic bad boy. And a massive shout out to all of my channel members and building members. I appreciate the hell out of your guys' support. With all of that being said, I'm Nick Nobody, and until next time, I'm out.
That's not what I wanted to do. I'm trying to steer my algorithm kind of a little bit away from Great catches. No, some mango. I touched something on my foot. What the fuck is that? That was just my mango squishy.
For those who might have forgotten, a brony is a fan of the TV show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, with the fandom itself peaking during the early to mid 2010s before slowly fading away as people grew up. While a lot of weird stuff has gone down on that side of the internet, today we'll be focusing on a select few of those worst individuals. As let's just say there's quite the amount of people out there willing to do whatever they want in the most depraved way possible. Shout out to the channel members like always. And if you'd want to support yourself, you can subscribe to my Patreon in the corner or YouTube memberships by clicking the join button. Make sure to like the video, and let's jump right into everything and get on with the first person. Daniel Stein, also known as Mando Pony, was one of the first bronies who got attention on a larger than normal scale. It all started back on October 11th, 2011 when he first created his YouTube channel and posted a chiptune mix of the My Little Pony theme that same day, with it getting around 70,000 views as of today and a small fan base in the process. His start would be a humble one as he would continue to post MLP related songs and covers for his fans to enjoy, but everything would change on December 12th that year as he would upload his collab I'll Fly Higher with another brony musician named Acoustic Brony, getting over 500,000 views as of today. Even if it was a rather simple song altogether, this is around the peak of the brony community, and them seeing someone with enough talent to give back to the community in that way was enough to get things rolling and certify himself as a creator in that space to keep up with. As he was working on his next big song, Andrew would fill the gaps with 2 Christmas covers to satiate his audience's hunger to poor results. It didn't matter though, as on January 24th, 2012, he and Acoustic Brony would drop another collab, Loyalty, together, with that becoming both of their most famous song in the fandom to date at almost 3 million views as of today. In less than half a year, Mando Pony would cement himself as a popular figure in the fandom due to this very rapid success. At one point, even getting a shout out from Daniel Ingram, the composer of the official music of the show at BronyCon 2012.
Mando writes some killer songs too. I gotta give you credit for some of those great songs you've been writing, man. Really good stuff.
He will continue to upload original songs and covers on his channel, and mostly positive results for the next couple of years. Even dropping a single by Acoustic Brony at his channel alongside the original upload, showing that his ties to the fandom itself were so strong he was willing to promote his friend for free simply because of his gratitude. Andrew's success would continue as he would pull over 500k views on a remix of his, and on April 30th, 2014 will upload the song Horse Famous, the term used by any brony creator that was popular, cementing himself as one of the biggest creators in the fandom. However, 2014 was also the year the fandom started to slow down, as by this point in time it was just another internet fad that had started to dwindle away, and while he would upload a couple more songs throughout the year relating to the show, he knew it was time to try something new or be left in the dust in the ever-changing landscape that is the internet. On November 20th, 2014, Andrew uploaded Survive the Night, a song relating to the new gaming phenomenon Five Nights at Freddy as the fandom was growing at an extremely rapid pace during fall 2014. This would prove to be a very, very smart move as the song sits at a staggering 45 million views as of today and is still his most popular video ever, far surpassing anything he ever did for the brony fandom by miles and cementing himself as a figure to be reckoned with in the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom now. He would upload a Christmas cover album right after this to poor results once more as nobody was subscribing to him for his Christmas covers, but it was obvious this was just a way to buy some time as he worked on his next song to publish. On December 16th that year, Andrew would upload his next FNAF song and get 20 million views off of that, which even if it wasn't as successful as his first, was still a massive amount of views for anybody on the internet. His next song just a week later named Just Go would kick everything back into shape however, as it currently has 40 million views and is his second most popular video on his channel and will probably stay that way forever. He would actually upload a brony collab that Christmas as well just 2 days later, showing that even though he moved on to better pastures, he was still willing to contribute to where it all started for him just 3 years ago now. Alongside making more FNAF songs a massive success, Andrew would also make songs for other similarly charged fandoms like Undertale for example. And while he wasn't getting 8 figures worth of views, it doesn't really matter much when you're still pulling in numbers most people can only dream of. Andrew would also become friends with fellow musician Nate Wants to Battle and join his record label Give Heart Records in the process, in which they would collab together on some songs and would even get invited to join him on a short tour. While their most popular song together doesn't seem to amount to much in either of their separate careers, it didn't matter much as they were both doing fine in their solo efforts, with these collaborations being just another avenue for different types of music to produce and grow their careers in the process. Andrew's personal life was going fine as well, as he'd find himself dating and eventually getting engaged and married to Sabrina Alberghetti in 2015, a storyboard artist best known for her work on My Little Pony and Ed, Edd n Eddy among countless other popular children's cartoons and movies throughout her career in the industry. It seemed that he was on top of the world by the end of the 2010s. As while things started to slow down, this is normal for any creator in a space such as his own. And at the end of the day, he was still doing great overall and would continue to produce content for years to come. Except this isn't the case at all, as 2020 will end up being the year where this decade of hard work all came crashing down in a mere matter of days. Speaking of hard work, I tend to find myself giving into my bad habits due to the stress that is constantly digging into these stories throughout my time online. However, I've been able to curb this thanks to Fume, an award-winning flavored air device that has no nicotine, no chemicals, no batteries, none of that weird stuff, just flavored air to help fill the void and not feel guilty about it. The device itself is very sleek and stylish, making it clear this isn't some cheap ripoff, but something that a lot of care is put into for those wanting to break their bad habits like myself. They have a multitude of flavors to choose from, ranging from maple pepper to raspberry lemon, but my personal favorite was crisp mint out of all the choices I had. And let me tell you, hitting that and taking a sip of cold water, there is nothing better on this planet other than that combo right there. The device itself is small but has a little bit of weight to it so you know it's in your pocket at all times. And it's not big and bulky so it doesn't look out of place when you're holding it. Fume has served over 300,000 customers and counting, and you can try it out yourself at tryfume.com/Lanzer by scanning the QR code on screen to get yourself your very own free Fume topper when you order your journey pack today. It's easy to slip on and has a much softer and warmer feel to it, and it's also chewable and reusable for those of y'all who like to fidget around as well. I'm definitely going to bring this with me to my next rave this upcoming June. And speaking of June, on June 15th, 2020, Andrew made a post on Twitter saying he was going to stay away or at the very least take it slower on social media, with a lot of people wishing him well as it seemed something was going on. He would go on the vague post a bit and retweet stuff from his wife up until the 23rd that month, in which he would go radio silent as people wondered if he was doing alright. It seemed that there was something going on with the guy, and while people were initially supportive as it sounded like life was getting rough, it turns out this sudden departure was for a much more different reason. Sometime in mid-July 2020, a Twitter account named Exposing Andy Stein would come out and leak a bunch of messages between him and a random person on Snapchat talking spicy. It turns out that the person he was talking to was a 17-year-old in high school as she approved her age to the people reading by posting her ID, and given that he was 31 at this time, that means a 31-year-old was talking to a 17-year-old. However, before we get into that case, there are a couple other stories that are worth talking about first so y'all can understand what's going on here better. Now, as we know, when people get exposed online, it's unfortunately common for other people to say things with zero evidence to back up their word. And in this case, I noticed that like usual. Like this post right here of a supposed anonymous 18-year-old saying he was weird but not backing it up with any evidence. There's even this image floating around when the leaks dropped, but given it's dated 3 years before the new stuff, the font doesn't really match up with how Snapchat looks. The fact that conversation itself screams Photoshop as people don't type like this, like someone saying they have to screenshot something damning does not sound like a natural conversation at all. And the fact this literally had nothing else ever expanded upon, it's safe to assume this is probably a fake image. There's also another story about a supposed second underage victim now is 15 as well that starts off with them meeting them after they told him happy birthday and started chatting months later with him apparently sending nudes to him. However, the evidence provided is just hearsay from telling the story on Discord and how things supposedly went down, saying that a random Instagram account that they were talking to was him, yet there's no proof it was actually him or not as no name drops or anything similar happened between the two in the leaks. As much as I want to believe this is Andrew speaking to them, there's no way to prove that the Instagram account was his and not just some random person. And until I see evidence connecting the two together, I'm not going to label this as him, as that would be very reckless of me to do. And given the severity of the claims being labeled against him, I felt it was best to explain why I'm taking them with a grain of salt. For clarity's sake though, I'll attach these two images of what Andrew allegedly drew of him and a 15-year-old girl in question on the left, and the same with Nate Wants to Battle allegedly being added into the mix on the right. Given I have no way of sourcing what DMs these images are from and are only told he drew these as part of the story, it's best to let y'all see them for yourselves, as if someone who's closer to the story recognizes these, they can add some much needed context. It doesn't matter that much though, as the main story at hand would have over 100 screenshots of their Snapchat messages together, and while it would be redundant to go through each and every single one of them, the majority are very interesting to read. As a reminder, the girl was underage until her birthday on September 26, 2019 when she would turn 18, yet Andrew here was sending nude photos to her a month before that in August 2019, with their dynamic seeming to already be very spicy judging off their messages. They would continue to send messages like this back and forth as they both seemed to be infatuated with each other, and it was extremely clear that Andrew was very much into this girl. It seemed that they had been talking for a while, as a post from April 9th, 2019 would be seen with Andrew's entire face showing and everything, and at one point would even express how he wants to keep her a secret as he doesn't want no one to know about their dynamic, with her saying she keeps stuff like this a secret in an ironic twist of fate as we're going through these images right now. At one point, he would even say that it's probably wrong of him to be attracted to her. However, either because of his marriage or because of her age, no one knows for certain, but it was still pretty unfortunate to see he knows what he's doing was wrong yet kept it up because he couldn't control himself. This would escalate into more cheating on his wife with a girl, as they would share intimate moments with each other that YouTube doesn't want me to specify, but I'm sure you get the point. And at one point, Andrew would even open up about how he and his wife hadn't been physical with each other for over a year and a half now, with him going on to stater issues and how it affects him and the way he goes about his love life with her and stuff.
I've never had a webcam.
This spicy dynamic would be the main driving force in their relationship together, as they were game whenever it came to talking some type of way with each other. And it's just so bad to see because he clearly knew that he was cheating on his wife and that it was wrong, yet kept it up because of his own failing marriage. It's honestly pretty crazy to see how Andrew had her wrapped around his finger throughout the entire relationship from what it seems, and at one point would even ponder the idea of flying over to meet up IRL to do stuff together despite everything that had been going on. Their dynamic would continue after she turned 18, as it seemed to keep going with no stop in sight, even going all the way into January 2020, almost a full year since adding each other. Things would stop on January 8th, however, with the exact reason unknown, but either way, we now know that this was going on for almost a full whole year and it was only recently exposed. After finishing up the leaks, one thing that's worth pointing out is that no ages are ever exchanged between one another. And again, that one message where he says he knows what he was doing was wrong could imply he was making reference to cheating on his wife rather than knowing he was talking to an underage person. It's something that caught my attention because even though we know the girl was underage when they first started talking, we don't know if he ever knew that or not. But it didn't matter much to the public, as the story will blow up in those circles and make its way around the internet. Once all this news dropped, Andrew would private his Twitter page, turn off the likes and comments on every single video on his channel, and that alt Instagram account that is said to be his will supposedly disappear around this time frame as well. But again, I have no idea to know if this wasn't deleted prior or not, it's just said that the account disappeared after the news dropped. Nate Wants a Battle will unfollow him on Instagram and delete all songs he ever made with him on his channel, and another musician signed to Give Heart named Casval Wolf would cut him off after being told about what was going on. It seemed that Andrew was going to run away now that he was exposed, and as the months went on, not a single word would come from him as the evidence kept spreading throughout the internet. On March 9th, 2021, Andrew would come back to social media to announce that after being investigated by the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force by the LAPD that no crime had taken place between him and whoever it was. Given we don't exactly know what the evidence sent their way was, it's safe to assume it was the Snapchat messages, as they were the most damning against him. He would go on to say how he failed his wife and such, and that he'll be moving forward as he's fine legally, and ends things off saying that any more harassment will be met with the fullest extent of the law. He will live up to that, as a multitude of posts on exposing Andy Stein have been taken down for copyright reasons, meaning that he's actively trying to silence the spread of this news in any way he possibly can. It's pretty annoying because we've all seen those messages and how he quite literally was showing his face in Snapchat, and it doesn't really mean anything because this info is already out there, hence this video existed. Andrew would get back to uploading songs later that year, as on October 1st he would upload a Halloween song he made called Trick or Treat in the middling results, showing that his fan base is all but kinda gone now. In July 2022, he uploaded another cover song of a Disney property to even worse results, and given that it's related to a property that's aimed at teenagers, it shows that he's still aiming for that demographic despite everything going on. On August 22nd, 2022, he would update people, say that a second police investigation happened and that they determined nothing criminal went down, again basically saying that he's fine legally. Since then, he's been uploading at a decent pace on his YouTube channel for the past 2 years, with his views mostly being bad, with the comments and likes still turned off even to this very day. Something that's worth of interest is that Sabrina herself has actually talked about the allegations before on Twitter, as back in November 2021 she would mention how people have been stalking her over this, and at one point would indirectly confirm the leaks to be real. She said, "Tried to move on with my life over something that never happened the way people said it did," which, as we know, the only leaks where she's involved in are the ones where Andrew was on Snapchat with a 17-year-old. In March 2022, she would again reiterate that it's just a bunch of BS and imply that other people are doing bad things, and it was clear she was still down to defend her husband despite everything going on. Now, as we saw, Andrew here loves to use copyright law against anybody who talks about him, and he's been known to do this to people that even play a small 5-second clip of his music, hence why there's none here when talking about it. In fact, he's still up to abusing YouTube's built-in reporting systems, as in February 2024, a YouTuber named Sakaris will upload a video going over his story and get a lot of views in the process, in which Andrew here was sent in a privacy complaint to try and take it down despite the screenshots being sourced in the proper archives of what went down. He'll most likely send in a privacy complaint once he sees this video, but I've been through this plenty of times with the kinds of people I've covered in the past, so it's no sweat off my back. However, the one thing that's bugging me still is that even though we know Andrew was talking to a 17-year-old when he was 31, we don't have any proof if he knew, as they never exchanged ages in any of the leaks. Despite being the opener for this video, I feel this story isn't over just yet, and despite what countless people and videos have been saying online, it seems they didn't ask the right questions to themselves in researching and just took everything at face value. I'm certainly gonna look into this further and see what else I can find for a potential future video, because it seems that there's more going on here than what people have been led to believe about the entire situation. Zach Kays, aka Toon Critic Y2K, was a YouTuber who specialized in creating brony-related content on his channel. While he was never the biggest or even notable outside the niche circle that was the brony fandom, he was known enough throughout those circles to be considered horse famous and would wear that name proudly in his online career. Of course, some stuff went down, as you can probably guess, and let's just say that it was indeed pretty bad to see. Before he was known as Toon Critic, he used to go by the name of FlameAmigo619 and was a proud user of the site fanfiction.net. He would write a handful of stories about multiple properties, including Sonic the Hedgehog and My Little Pony, of course. However, one of the more interesting franchises listed was Thomas the Tank Engine, and people soon find that he wrote up a story called Thomas the Romeo Engine and published it in February 2008 when he was just 16 years old. In this story, he goes into semi-detail about two trains basically going down on each other, to put it bluntly, and it's absolutely hilarious to read and somehow more autistic than the brony stuff, but I digress. Funnily enough, after he was being made fun of for this, he would delete that story and update his bio, but it was too late as it was already cemented in internet history. Toon Critic even used to do fandoms for the show as well, with a small handful remaining, as these were posted well over a decade ago now before he took them down.
Blah. I didn't lose it. Tee-hee.
We're not getting the free steam over.
He would do this with other franchises like the Animal Crossing video game, for example, with both being in an obvious bad quality even by the late 2000s, early 2010s era. However, after coming across Angry Video Game Nerd and Doug Walker on their respective reviewing channels, Toon Critic here decided he wanted to shift his content to these reviews rather than silly little skits online, and in turn decided to focus on cartoons, going on to officially don the name Toon Critic for the first time ever. One of his earliest reviews was Thomas the Tank Engine, and no one's surprise. And when seeing someone who was in their 20s focusing their reviews on a child's property, it's not exactly shocking he wasn't getting the attention he wanted. Toon Critic would see this lack of growth as a major issue of his, and so in May 2012 he would move on to the ever-growing brony community, as it was arguably the peak of the fandom's existence with the ever-growing popularity of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic back in the early 2010s. He would get himself a pony character to represent his channel and start to create videos reviewing the show and talking about it for people to enjoy, even talking about other properties he found interest in as well, like the Sly Cooper video game series, for example. The videos themselves are very simply made with minimal editing and not heavy on the scripting, but he would become a known figure in the community and even become close to someone named Josh Scorcher, another online content creator who dabbled a bit with the brony content back in the early 2010s. These two, alongside many others, would form together this so-called brony analysis community, with some of the heavy hitters being Inkros and her 9 million view video talking about a headcanon, and Silverquill with a general analysis getting over 4 million views himself as well. As funny as it is to make fun of these people for caring about a tame child's cartoon, views are views, and this was clearly one of the ways to kickstart an internet career back in the fandom's heyday. While Toon Critic wasn't pulling nearly the same amount of views like those people, he would become close enough to join a big brony Skype group called the Rift Cafe, some sort of fanfiction-esque type group that no doubt helped him build more connections through networking with others. It was during this period where Toon Critic was in everyone's good graces that he would introduce his evil alter ego Cartoon Z into the mix, a character that dressed like one of those swag people from the early 2010s alongside a new voice and personality to boot.
They introduced another fictional universe to the ponies an episode later.
You're both so naive. Nothing's changed since Soon first met you both.
There was even this sort of thing where he would upload videos on other people's channels using this character as a way of hacking them, which, while pretty weird, it wasn't anything bad, so whatever. There's even this whole lore write-up about the Cartoon Z character coming into existence through like a beam in the sky and fighting other stuff on the Rift Cafe wiki, so while it was clear this was mainly just a really bizarre way of a group of odd people having fun with each other, it wasn't anything bad, it seemed. Of course, it comes to no one's surprise there's still a bunch of more stuff going on here with Toon Critic, as let's just say his reputation in the community was a bit more shaky than it initially seemed. BronyCon was a convention that ran from 2011 to 2019, and while there were other conventions that existed, this was seen as the de facto convention for anything MLP related back in the 2010 era. Now obviously it's cringe and all that, but we're not here for that, we're here for the bizarre stories. Such as how the founder of BronyCon, Purple Tinker, was accused of being a meth dealer who was arrested during BronyCon 2012. However, it turns out they're actually live streaming during that period in which they were arrested, meaning that some random person was starting to plot for internet drama reasons. It's pretty weird, but nothing bad. And while Toon Critic himself would enjoy his time at these multiple conventions and even get a picture with the creator of the show, Lauren Faust, it seemed that people didn't exactly like him despite what it seemed like on YouTube. At the Brony convention BabsCon 2017, 3 people get their hands on Toon Critic's beloved hat and put it in the toilet for shits and giggles. This would eventually lead to allegations started by Toon Critic of them asking a girl who went to get the hat back to show her boobs in exchange for it, that which led to them getting banned from the convention for alleged sexual harassment. Given it's virtually only word of mouth, the girl said she wasn't harassed like that, and the fact I really don't give enough of a fuck to look into this, it's likely Toon Critic was just mad someone stole his hat and put it in the toilet and he wanted revenge. However, this story is nothing compared to the next, and for those familiar with older internet lore, you might know what's coming up. Someone named Minty Root would be invited to BronyCon 2015 alongside other random people and given their own plushie dolls, with the one on-screen being the one given to Minty. She would get a hotel room with some other random people, and one night she'd leave to go hang out with another friend of hers. When she came back to the room, she realized she'd forgotten her key, and when asking to get back in, they told her to go away, with her assuming they threw a party but didn't invite her as she went on to chill in the lobby for the night. Later, when she was let back in, she was told not to touch her plushie because, and I quote, Toon Critic took it and rubbed it down his pants. It turns out that Toon Critic had an orgy in a room with the other people, and the reason Minty wasn't invited was because the chick thought she was gay after she told her she was bi instead. On top of that, when asking for an apology from Toon Critic for defiling her plushie, he would instead put out this video mocking her for being Canadian as people started to trash on him for being mean to her for no reason.
It's good amigos, Cartoons here. Now, today's vid is a little unusual. Toonie here is not one for stepping into drama. I, on the other hand, quote it quite well. So today this video is for Minty Root. Now, in the spirit of good fun, sir, I realize you and I don't exactly see eye to eye. And the fact we've never actually met, and you hate Toon over a little, incident with the plushie that he didn't know was yours, but that's beside the point.
Hey, how come you just keep on making me feel so bad? I mean, I know I do all my stuff on my animations, but let's put it this way, they are magnifique, no? Oh, you are just like all the rest of those ignorant pigs.
Honestly, the entire clip is extremely tame, but given he couldn't apologize for what he did and instead acted childish over it, people started to dislike the man over the next few years. A girl who was involved named Fallen Wish has even gone on record talking about the experience in a Discord call sometime after January 2018 as well.
Later, and she invited herself. She's like, oh my god, can I come too? Invited herself, and then she invited Toon Critic when we were at the pool party for the other guy to be involved. So they all came, and I'm just sitting there like, mother. I hate this girl. I hate her. I hate this girl like more than anybody ever.
So did this Nikki V guy fucking Critic?
Yes.
Nikki V, of all people.
However, people would soon be given a much better reason to dislike him, as let's just say there's a reason I know the general time frame that last call took place. On January 25th, 2018, over 500 Skype screenshots leaked out of Toon Critic when he was 24 years old talking some type of way with a 14-year-old minor. The messages seem to have started on November 11th, 2016, with Toon Critic very well aware he's being a creep asking a teenager for face pictures, as you can see at the bottom there, with him even calling himself a pedo at one point when chatting, as he would notice she was into him. He would again try to play it safe and whatnot, very well knowing what he's getting himself into is absolutely disgusting, this time trying to get her into doing NSFW roleplays with him. In the middle of this NSFW roleplaying, Toon Critic would make references knowing that she's underage, such as mentioning her breast size, and at the end the girl herself would confirm her age to him for anyone wondering if he was perhaps lied to about it. By January 2017, just 2 months into their little relationship, he would admit he was attracted to her in a mental and emotional sense, and in May that year would ask if she wanted to take things a step further in their relationship of sorts. He would then straight up say that he's into her, which is just sick, and she wouldn't see an issue with this given she's so young, with it being very obvious he got her right where he wanted her to be. In August that year, when talking about potentially meeting up at a convention together, she would say how she might not want to take it any further, with Toon Critic implying that what went down in the roleplays would go down in real life if it were just the two of them, as he would clearly show how he knows what he's doing is wrong yet kept up with it. In December 2017, he would finally come to his senses and realize all this was extremely disturbing and gross. Who knows what led to this, but he realized that he had been involved with the now 15-year-old like this for over a year now, with the girl seeming to mainly just be curious more so than anything about why he wanted to stop things. While I can't seem to find a story as to how these leaks got out, it's safe to assume she eventually got to understand this was all completely screwed up and so screenshot everything and dropped them online a month later for the world to see. A screenshot will leak out of Toon Critic confirming this was all real with a friend of his, in which he tried to defend himself, saying that the age of consent in the Philippines is 12, despite, you know, this taking place in America and not in another country. One of those people spreading the news around was Joshua Vida, which, let's just say we'll come back to him later. On the same day the leaks came out, someone would leak a Skype call that Toon Critic had with his friends, in which they grilled him for what he was doing as they realized he was a pretty disgusting person. The video itself is pretty boring all things considered, with them telling him to turn himself into the police, but it was very clear when listening to this that, for all intents and purposes, it was over for his horse fame and internet career.
There are no excuses. I'm not going to do much really other than say I was in a bad place and I made bad decisions. I got involved in the wrong type of thing. I really screwed up on that part.
I don't want to feel Magneto.
We Seriously?
Seriously. We can't be associates.
Dude, look, I made a stupid mistake, alright? I'm trying to fucking change from that. I get it, alright? I did some stupid stuff. You guys are my friends, like...
I'm sorry,
Magneto.
Not anymore.
This is a crime. This is a crime, man. I don't want to do this.
At one point, he even says he's done worse before, and that in one of those cases, the police did get involved after a girl apparently lied about her age to him, showing just how deep the rabbit hole goes with the dude.
There have been times where I admit I have done things that are probably worse than this. In fact, I can safely say that this is one of the worst things that I've ever done. But there have been worser. This is not my first time in this type of situation, and I've not told you guys a lot of things. I don't know if I'll be able to now.
Minty would chime in the very next day on the 26th and point out how in his Thomas the Tank Engine fanfic, he used 2 teenagers doing certain activities like that, which given the context of how he is now makes it even worse to read. That same day as Minty's post, someone else named Abby would come out with a similar experience, showing that he was hitting on her despite being a minor as well, meaning this dude has a track record of talking to underage girls that only got caught recently, which is very disturbing to think about. It was officially over for him by this point, as the news had made its way outside the Brony fandom and into general niche internet circles, but this fallout from everything was just the beginning. As the news kept spreading around, Zach Kaiser changed the bio on his Skype saying that he had a good run and such now that his reputation was ruined. He would eventually nuke almost every single social media account he had on the internet, and people started to draw up artworks making fun of the guy for very obvious reasons. Hell, somebody would even cosplay as him as a criminal in jail at a BronyCon a few weeks later, much to everyone's amusement, with people assuming he was now just going to simply vanish into thin air. Well, there were some very few people trying to defend him because they're complete losers. There's one person named Performance Major who takes the cake, as he would go on to post the most bizarre defense video on the guy and give outsiders an understanding of just how crazy this side of the internet is like.
I roleplay with just about anyone who's willing, and sometimes, if the minor is mature enough, I'll roleplay with them too.
That's right, he just admitted to engaging in NSFW roleplay with minors. The guy who was trying to defend Toon Critic yet showed himself to be just as bad as him, showing everybody keeping up with the situation that something is very wrong with these people and that they're all extremely sick in the head. In February 2018, just a few weeks after getting exposed, people started to say that this Telegram account was his and that he was trying to move into the furry community, and given his name is Zach and the name of the account is Zachy, there was some credence to these rumors. Around the same time, a Skype account named The World We Knew was said to be his, and leaked messages to show conversation that heavily implied as such, with people not giving up on keeping up with the dude and his internet whereabouts. In January 2019, over a year later, someone would post a screenshot of a Discord account named Mucha Lucha talking with someone who figured out their past, in which they would link Google Docs written to Toon Critic by his former friends before they dropped him, showing that he was indeed this user and was still around on the internet. The link to the first statement is by his former friend Emily, and it still works, in which she mentions how he asked if she wanted to go down on him despite him knowing she was married, showing just how depraved this man was and the lengths he was willing to go to get some action before he eventually settled on teenagers. The second link works as well still, though it's not as personal as Emily's and is rather short, as the screenshot on-screens the entirety of it, with his former friend Joey basically just ranting at him as he cuts him off. The third one has been deleted entirely, so while we don't know what was said, it's safe to assume it was more the same. In March 2019, Zach would be found out again but abandoned his Discord account to just a blank profile, in which a leaked message to a friend shows him manipulating what happened a year ago when he was exposed to try and make himself out to be a victim, also showing that the deleted document was written by former friends Will and Katie before they nuked it. It turns out since summer 2018, he had been talking to this random person about how he felt, showing that he misses his friends and regrets talking to minors now that he has this label on him for the rest of his life. He would say how he planned on going to a con despite getting exposed recently and confirm it was indeed him speaking by name-dropping himself, and his anime roleplay account and new custom character would be leaked online for those keeping up. In March 2020, people find out that Zach was now streaming on Twitch under the name Zephyr the Indie Dingo, as someone recognized his voice when tuning into one of his streams.
Here, I'd like to make you a peace offering with the little,
Ah, yes, the most fearsome dragon of all, Michael.
He would abandon this shortly after being caught online once again, and in November 2021, an account said to be his would be called out online by those still keeping track of him. I say said to be his because no evidence proving it was him would be supplied, but the account would get deleted within the week people called it out, so that means something, I suppose. Since then, nothing new has come out about Zach Kays and his whereabouts, but people will always be looking out to warn those about this dangerous man. He clearly knew what he was doing with the girl in Skype was wrong, yet kept it up. And after seeing Emily mention how he tried to bang her despite knowing she was married, it was obvious the reason why was because he was so deprived of human touch, he did one of the most heinous things a person can do. Due to what he did, people will always be on the lookout for him, knowing that he was willing to go to such disgusting lengths to satiate his desires. So only time will tell if the next update on his whereabouts will be soon, or if it will be another few years from now. Yeah, it turns out this story isn't over just yet, as on July 18th, 2024, Twitter user SammyBill will make a call-out post about someone named GoldNova92 and how he harbors bad people in his Discord server and is overly sexual with people while not taking no for an answer. It seemed like just another random Twitter call-out post, but on August 8th, just a few weeks later, somebody named Vinny will come out and expose it was actually Toon Critic this whole time. He will go on to talk about the old stuff we know already as an introduction for anybody learning about the guy for the first time, and ends things off apologizing to everyone who was in contact with him but didn't know how bad he was, wishing for him to rot and that he will never escape his past no matter how hard he tries. Sammy would retweet the thread now that the cat was out of the bag for Zach Kays here, and the thread in turn would cause a massive cascade of people to come out talking about their experiences with him while he was known under this recent alias Golden Nova. Someone named Reagan would come out and say that he tried to hit on him back in March 2024 but felt he was weird and also caused some friendships to fall apart in their circles. And someone else named Smashwaffle would come out with a Google document explaining how things went down between him and Toon Critic during their friendship. He would go on to say how he first met him in the Pokemon roleplay Twitter community in December 2022, became friends, eventually joining a Discord server centered around the subject matter. Toon Critic would even get some art pieces from him at a discount after pressuring him a bit, but it seemed that things were okay so far. Smashwaffle will also go on to say how Toon Critic would pressure and poke fun at him and others while also making flirtatious and unwanted sexual remarks. Which, while if this was a normal person, it could easily be seen as someone just pushing it too far a bit, knowing how Toon Critic is like, he clearly had ulterior motives going on here. Eventually, he would take this too far one day and somebody would leave their Discord server because of it, with Toon Critic downplaying what he did when he explained what was going on. Something that he's known for doing throughout his time online whenever getting exposed. Smashwaffle would apologize for being misled by him to dislike the other person and for not knowing about his past, which to be fair, nobody in these circles knew about his past. The rest of the document is mostly venting, so it's not worth digging deep into, but it was clear that Toon Critic here was still up to his old ways despite everything that's happened in his life so far. Another person named Rocker would come out and make his own thread on the man, also talking about the old stuff as a refresher for anybody new following this whole situation. He would reveal that the FBI apparently investigated the guy alongside the police about the old situation, but nothing ever came of it because nothing physical happened, going on to say that he met him in March 2023 also on the Twitter roleplay community and eventually became friends due to their similar interests. He would talk about how Toon Critic was overly flirtatious with him and always trying to push things to a more serious tone, even trying to hook up with the guy at a furry convention in 2023. The hookup never happened, thankfully, and eventually, after months of not really caring about his friends around him and other miscellaneous stuff, he and some others would have a Discord call with him as these were massive red flags to him, in which they would lay out their issues with the guy on top of how he didn't want to kick out a pedo out of a server before getting pressured into it. Obviously, they didn't know at the time he was one as well. And the rest of the post is a small event about him being a vile person that he hangs around the Chicago scene for anybody wondering about his whereabouts in the real world. Next would be somebody named Arvin as they would go on and talk about their experience with Toon Critic. It would start off by exposing 3 of his Twitter roleplay accounts for the public to see, those being Fight Night Bay, The Golden Paw, and Hot to Go Art Calvers, before telling people to block those accounts and that he basically begged them for free art at one point in time. That's their whole story, but still, knowing that these 3 accounts were his was a vital step in exposing the dude some more over half a decade later. Someone named Finnegan would come out about their experience with a man, in which they would go on about how in May 2021 they logged into their roleplay account and came across someone named Tommy, with that being Zach Case here, and that he had a channel to post nudes in his Discord server, which he found a bit off-putting. Now, if I'm being honest here, in this situation, it sounds at worst that Toon Critic was just using him for pleasure and not really caring about the guy himself. But one thing I found interesting was that he also wanted to fly him out one day, just like pretty much everybody else he's spoken to online, showing just how depraved this guy is. Eventually, Toon Critic would start using the guy for his money in games and art commissions and such. And despite knowing the dude was at somebody else for over a year by the time 2024 rolled about, he was still trying to convince him to meet up IRL and go down on each other. While dynamics like these are confusing and happen in real life all the time between people, knowing that Zach Kazier has preyed on a young girl and continues to go after anybody who gives even a slight bit into his advances shows this isn't just some awkward experience, but somebody well aware of the way they act and how they've been doing it for years up to this point. Another person named Angel will go ahead and make a post calling out his Twitter roleplay accounts, with 2 new ones called Chug Street Wolf and Unchained Lupine being added into the mix. Chug Street Wolf has since been deactivated so far, and Unchained Lupine is still around, with it being an RP account based off the character Legoshi from the anime Beastars. Another person named Alexander here will go on to say how Zach befriended him despite knowing about him being a survivor of assault like that whilst not informing him about preying on minors. Someone named Icarus will come out and drop a couple screenshots of him talking with Toon Critic after Vinny dropped his thread on him, in which the first shows how Toon Critic himself was going on a vent about how people are bringing up 6-year-old drama to bury him, with Icarus of course not aware of his past and thinking it was just normal venting going on. Toon Critic would eventually confess to him after being prodded about how he was preying on that girl from back in 2018 but swears he's a changed man now, with Icarus rightfully going straight at him for not giving the full details on how he wanted to fly them out and all that other stuff after linking Vinny's thread. Toon Critic would try to convince him again that he's changed, that he came to his senses and all that, with Icarus already making up his mind and telling him to leave the community he currently resides in and leaking these DMs for the rest of the world to see. Somebody named Judah come out and talk about how they met Toon Critic in March 2021 in Twitter roleplay circles and that he was overly expressive but nothing bad in their experience with him. Eventually, after a year of knowing each other, he would try to ask him out but would get rejected for being too old. But things would get weird in February 2023 when he invited a pedo known in the Sonic the Hedgehog roleplay circles named Habit into his Discord server one day. He would leak the DMs between each other during that day he informed him about the dude and eventually got him to confess and leave in shame. But the most important part would be this one line where he says that they had a good roleplay going on and would get shit for it if he doesn't let him go. Which, given that Toon Critic here has talked to a minor himself, comes off with a much different feeling with that context added into the mix. Sammy also made a Google Doc about some drama between the two of them, though it's not really interesting to be honest, but again shows that even in those circles his reputation wasn't exactly the best among that crowd. Honestly, I ain't surprised one bit that Toon Critic is still around on the internet, though I gotta say, I was a little bit surprised he was still hanging around these circles similar back to his MLP days. These are the kinds of people who will figure him and his name out pretty easily, and you would think if he wanted to stick around online he would move into a whole other side of the internet, but alas, here we are. It's pretty clear here that Zach Case is just gonna run away and find himself yet another identity to go by again. And let's face it, will probably find himself in another situation like this however many months or years later because he can't control himself and is always hitting on anybody who speaks to him. It's extremely pathetic, but given that he's done this with a minor before, I have no sympathy. And only time will tell when the next time he'll get exposed on the internet will be. Now Joshua Vita here, despite being one of the people who was pushing the story of Toon Critic around, had his very own similar skeletons in the closet himself. His story starts back in September 2018 when a minor named Mithart would come to him and his friend Lyle Convoy and tell them how her mother's boyfriend sexually assaulted her as they discussed on what to do about it.
Well, yeah. I'll leave that to her discretion, or her other option is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens.
Oh, I was just saying to leave her phone plugged in and just have the phone pointed at her because nobody's gonna suspect the phone on the bedside.
Yeah, I know, like Captain America.
No, but if you see the screen, you can see that it's recording.
Yeah. I flip it over.
18,000. Bro, he literally held up the show
doesn't fall overnight.
Yeah.
I think it'd be better if she surely has a desktop.
18,000 blocked his ass.
She had a good laptop, yeah.
Yeah, put the camera on that sucker, have it recording in the corner, minimized, and you're good to go.
Now, obviously, Loud Convoy here telling her to record a potential and inadvertently produce CP is a pretty bad look, but his story is a whole other can of worms that is not worth getting into right now. The point here is that Vita was okay with this idea himself, and while thankfully they didn't follow through with it and instead made a GoFundMe for Mithart to move out on her own soon, there's a reason Vita is in this video. Now, Vita used to run a Twitter account alongside Lyle and others called the Zoophile Police, an account where they would basically expose and bully zoophiles. Obviously, nobody had
I believe we're approaching 4 hours. 31 minutes to 4 hours. That was a pretty good stream. First stream with the webcam. I think I'm gonna turn in though. Hit the hay. But you know, I love all y'all. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. Peace, love, and blessings. I gotta pack up on Monday, so I might be streaming on like Tuesday. But I don't know. Most of my shit. I'm gonna take down everything, but like my PC setup and shit. But like my background, a little fucked. I mean, I stream at night anyway, so I mean, realistically, don't matter. But yeah, but.